Okay, this is the best I can do. If anybody's here, let me know. I'm gonna text my parents and tell them that I'm live because they wanted to see this. All right. I know I have 5 streams going. I'm so embarrassed. I'm a boomer. I'm sorry. I apologize. Nobody's here yet. Am I live? Oh my gosh. Hey, Jeremy, thank you for being here. I am having such technical difficulties. I should have just contacted you, but by the time I was ready, it was crunch time, and I'm just so confused. Hey, Saurian Sky. Hey, Gen X, thank you for letting me know that I had 5 streams going on at once. I'm very embarrassed. I am clearly technically challenged, and I have no idea what I'm doing on YouTube even after this time. Yes, those are not smoke. Well, there might be a little smoke. I have a candle lit, but I tried to make it a little moody in here I have a couple humidifiers and thank you, Jeremy. I will call you. I think I'm okay now, but apparently I had like 5 different streams up. I tried doing it directly through YouTube and I just could not get it to work. I don't know why last time it was completely seamless and I was live and it worked. And this time, for some reason, I just could not get it to work. Hey, Benzo H, good to see you here. Hey, Maximus Payne. Hey, AD Evitz. Festive, thank you. Yes, I am Nova for Halloween, if you couldn't guess. Hello, Caleb P. Walden. Thank you guys for being here. Sporking News Podcast. Hello, Wascally Wabbit. And I am Darth Revan. Good to see you guys. Thank you for being here. Happy early Halloween. So yes, I think I have. Thank you, Christy. And I really wanted to make you a mod. Let me see if I can on the back end somehow. I don't know how to even see my own videos when I'm live, unfortunately. So I don't know if I can make anyone a moderator right now. Jeremy, can you tell me, is there a way for me to make someone a moderator through, I don't think there is, through StreamYard, because I had to use StreamYard because YouTube wasn't working. Hi, Peter Hahn. Thank you for being here. Hello, Keck44. Thank you for being here. Happy Halloween, guys. Oh, hello, X Crosstalk. Nova. Oh, yeah, there she is. Nova's in the background. Hi, Nova. Yes, we're both cats. Jedi Bunny's not here. It's just us cats hanging out today. That's all. Oh, Jeremy, I asked if there's a way for me to make someone a mod on the back end while I'm using StreamYard, whatever I'm using is StreamYard. So I'm wondering if there's a way for me to make someone a mod, because I want to make Christy a mod, and I think you're already a mod. But I don't know. I'm technically challenged. I'm so frazzled right now, but it's good to be here with you guys. Candles with cats, yes. Maximus Payne, that is true. Bunnies generally don't like cats unless they cohabitate in a more domestic environment, and then I think they can get used to each other. Sporking News Podcast. Thanks, Jeremy, for the shout out last week. Hello, happy Halloween, Jared Weaver. Zach Gregg, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, says he can see me as Catwoman. My favorite personal Catwoman was Michelle Pfeiffer in Tim Burton's Catwoman. I love her rendition of that. I think she just got so into the role. It was so cool. Ungoliant of Avatar. I think Drunk 3PO and I might be, tied for our technological challenges. Hello, Jeremy Swiggs. Hello, Rich Brandt. You're going as 50 Shades of Grey. What would be cool is if you had a patchwork costume and it was just a bunch of different patches of different shades of gray. And when someone asked you what you were, you could just say you were 50 Shades of Grey. Floyd Mikio. I should have gone as Banicula. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. For Halloween. That's a good one. It's funny that I say Jedi Bunny because sometimes I feel more like a cat than a bunny, but I'm like a cat bunny hybrid. Lee Merriweather, Catwoman. Oh, yes, there's a classic. Ren Zenith, yes, I finally made it after many tries. It did take me a long time to get to this. Okay, Jeremy, thank you for for answering me about my question. Yeah, I don't know why, for some reason today through YouTube, I could not get the live streaming to work. It was very strange because I was fine last time and it just didn't work. It just didn't work today. X Crosstalk says, your sister and her boyfriend are going for Halloween as Hall & Oates. That's really cute. That's adorable. Fogging Cactus Bunny asks Artine 1776. That's actually a snake plant, but I believe it might be in the succulent family. And yeah, there's Nova staring at the humidifiers. Thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate it. I was kind of last minute having this stream. I didn't know what time I would get off of work today, so I was crunch time. And then by the time I realized that everything was going haywire, I just didn't know what to do. So I just made this one work. But thank you. Hello, Hologram Nunchuck. Good to see you here. Happy Halloween. Peter Hahn, I like the quote. Thank you, Caleb P. Walden. Yes, I like cat costumes. I like cats in general. Darth Barbie. Hi, Darth Barbie. Thank you so much for being here. Guys, this is Darth Barbie. She is a new YouTuber and she is awesome. And I highly recommend her channel. She has really cute, quirky, fun, adorable videos, and she's awesome. And she's one of us. So go check her out. She's really cool. I forgot that I could highlight people's comments. I'm going to do that. The Rookie Critic says, cats rule. Yes, they do. Rich Brand, what I'm going to talk about today, what we are going to talk about today is our favorite movies. I was kind of waiting for a few more people to trickle in, and then I wanted to make sure that everybody had a chance to kind of talk about their favorite horror films and Halloween stuff, just Halloween topics in general. I feel like it's a nice departure from all of the crazy news and Star Wars right now, and I really just want to Halloween is a really fun time of the year for me. I've always loved Halloween. I have a fall birthday and I always had Halloween parties for my birthday, so this is like the grown-up version of that. So this is my Halloween live stream. You're welcome, Darth Barbie. You're awesome, and before you know it, you're gonna far surpass me on YouTube. You have such a natural knack for it. You're so awesome. And just keep up the awesome work. You're great. You've got this. Ooh. X Crosstalk. Our favorite horror movies? It's a broad question, but Ernest Scared Stupid. Gotta have that Mayak nearby for them trolls. Yes. Hi, Joel Barnes. Thank you for being here. Can't be with me today, but came here to say hello. Gonna check this stream later. Thank you, Joel. It's good to see you here. Thank you for always being so supportive, and I'm so happy to see you here on the stream. And it's okay if you have other stuff to do. I totally understand. Have a great Halloween, and I hope to talk to you later. Yes, The Last Jedi does count as a horror film. A few people have said that that is the scariest movie that they can think of. Rich Brandt says Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Interesting. I don't remember which one the third Nightmare on Elm Street is. I love the first one. It's a pretty cool franchise in general. Peter Hahn says the best costume was Gladiator from Gladiator. Yes, Russell Crowe did have a really cool costume. A lot of the gladiators in Gladiator had very cool costumes. That film was quite the wardrobe designer's dream. Actually, it was more than wardrobe design. That was, pure historical art. Beautiful. Philip A. Demick says Poltergeist is still your favorite movie after all this time. I just rewatched Poltergeist last weekend, and I love it. I love the effects. I love the puppets that they use, and I don't know. I just love it. I think it's actually more relevant now than ever because it really does kind of get into the disintegration of the family unit. I think actually, I forget the name of the director of Hereditary, but I think he took he obviously took a little bit of inspiration from a collection of films and horror genre pieces, but I think he kind of took that element of the disintegration of the family unit, and I really like how they use screams to kind of exemplify that. with the poltergeist and how the screens actually end up taking the family away from each other. And I think that's probably more true than ever, just with people in general, that screens tend to take us away. But that's the cool thing about YouTube, is screens are bringing us together right now. Jonathan Holofield says Hellraiser. Ernest Rojas asks, what's my favorite Halloween movie? I would have to say my favorite horror film within the genre is The Shining. But my favorite Halloween movie, this is kind of corny, but my favorite Halloween movie that takes place on Halloween is probably Hocus Pocus. I'm a sucker for Hocus Pocus. I love Hocus Pocus. Ungoliant of Avatar, does Jaws count? Yeah, I mean, I think that's a horror. I think it's more of maybe a horror thriller, but basically it's an update to the monster movies, the B monster movies of old. So yeah, I'd say Jaws counts. I love Jaws. That's one of my top movies of all time. Obi-Wan asks, why there's smoke behind me? That is actually a humidifier. I wanted to make it look atmospheric and moody, but it just kind of looks. Now everybody's asking if there's smoke. It's not smoke. Don't worry. I'm not. And Obi-Wan, by the way, I want to make you a mod, but I can't do it from StreamYard. And I was going to make Chrissy a mod too, and I can't do it from StreamYard, so I'll have to do it another time. To those of you just trickling in now, I don't know what happened, but I could not get the live stream to work. I had apparently, a couple people, including Christy and, oh my gosh, now I forget the other screen name you were here, Gen X, I think, were letting me know that I had 5 streams up at once. So thank you for letting me know that. I still don't know what to do about it, but I'll figure this out eventually. YouTube is a long and winding road for me to figure out. I'm so off track right now. I'm so overwhelmed. Oh, Jeremy, thank you for letting me know that. If I'm signed into my YouTube account on my phone, I can mod people from the chat right there now. I am. I just don't know how to get to my chat. Oh, here I am. Okay, there it is. Oh, that's weird seeing myself on the chat. All right, let's see. Okay, Obi-Wan. Okay, moderator. Yes, and where is Chrissy? Is Chrissy still here? Chrissy, if you're still here, just leave a comment so I can find your name and give you a mod. Yes, hello. Okay. Hey, everybody. Hello, DJ Fox. Good to see you here. Hello, Dr. Coffin Nails and Darren Graber. I have to figure out which one I'm gonna read because I can't read both. Christy, here you are. Christy, sorry, Christy. Christy, thank you. You have been knighted. Yes, Obi-Wan, you are so privileged. Okay, hello everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Yay, got it. Okay, hello Ali Shep. Greetings on Halloween. Happy to see you here. Thank you for joining. Hello Alex James. The original Halloween is awesome. I really love the backstory of Michael Myers. I find it so cool. And of course that theme music, who can beat it? Beautiful, atmospheric awesomeness. All right, let me try to get back to some of your comments. DJ Fox, hello. I think I already said hello, but hello again. Thank you, Jeremy. Okay. Thank you, Jeremy, so much for helping. I'm sorry for all the confusion, but I appreciate you being here for me as always. Hello, Madness Productions. Welcome. Gen X says, Jeremy is gone, revolt. Yes, we must take a stand. The Dude 1764. Hello, happy Halloween. Oh my gosh, my mom. Mom, you're using your real name. I'm not gonna say her real name because I don't know if she wants to be Mom, sign into Dad's account. Sign into Dad's account because his account has an alias. I don't know if you want to be exposing your real name to the world. You secret agent, you. Peter Hahn says Jeremy left, downvoted. Keck44, Ard lost her. Who are you talking about? Mighty Wolf. I don't know what you're laughing about, but I'll laugh along with you. Sorry, guys. I'm still getting used to this, to live streaming and keeping up with comments. Bunny Mom, yes. The good Tom King, yes. My house is not on fire. It's actually conversely the opposite. I have humidifiers going on right now because it's quite dry. And also I thought they'd added a nice little atmospheric effect for spooky Halloween season. I do have one candle on too. Eric Thompson, yes, that was Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. He just left, but he was trying to help me out with my technical difficulties that I was having. Goliath of Avatar. Now we know where Jedi Bunny got her technical issues from. Yes. But the original Night of the Living Dead, yes, that is an excellent film. I know that's one of my dad's favorites. I think that might be my mom's favorite. Also, gotta love Reanimator, right? Right, Dad? If Dad's in the chat anywhere. Reanimator's up there, From Beyond, all those ones. Anything with, what's his name? Jeffrey Combs is awesome. Also, The Frighteners by Peter Jackson. He doesn't just do great Lord of the Rings movies. The Frighteners is pretty fun. Rhodesian Scout, yes, I am going to watch Doctor Sleep. I saw your comment on my community post about this live stream. I definitely want to see Doctor Sleep. Even if it doesn't get good reviews, I'm gonna have to go see it just because I love The Shining so much and I really want to see how they recreated so many of those shots from the Overlook Hotel in Kubrick's The Shining. So far from the trailers and the teasers, it looks beautifully shot. So even if nothing else, even if the storyline is subpar and, you know, all that, I'm in it for the visuals, and I'm hoping totally it will kind of match Kubrick's rendition of The Shining, because The Shining is one of my favorite movies. So yes, I just love Kubrick in general, but The Shining is probably my favorite from him. Ungoliant of Avatar, yes, definitely check out The Frighteners. It is by Peter Jackson. It also has Michael J. Fox in it, and yeah, Jeffrey Combs is awesome. He gives a scene-stealing performance. It's phenomenal, and I love the effects. It was from the earlier days, and obviously we know Peter Jackson loves his really good. Just good quality effects that actually take place within the world of the actors, so it's believable. And it's really cool because he does use computer-generated effects, but they're so cool, and I don't want to give anything away about the plot, but The Frighteners is awesome. Hello, Jennifer G. Thank you for joining us. The Dude 1764 says, Jacob's Ladder still freaks you out when you watch it. You know it's not traditional horror, but disturbing to you. I have not seen Jacob's Ladder yet. For some reason, the last several weeks, I've been seeing a lot about it. Again, it's like having a resurgence, obviously, with this time of year. And surreal horror and psychological horror are two of my favorite, you know, subgenres within the horror genre. I love cosmic horror, terror-oriented horror, Uncanny Valley, anything to do with the Uncanny Valley, and what's the other one? Body horror is also fun, like The Fly and The Thing and anything that's kind of body horror, because I think it really taps into that psychological thing. Ooh, YouTube, your first visit to Timberline Lodge sent chills down your spine after watching The Shining. That's so cool that you went to the Timberline Lodge. Is that the one in Oregon? Is that Oregon? Is that where they have the establishing shots, or is that actually in Colorado? I know that the Stanley that it was based on, that Stephen King wrote it about, is in Colorado, but I know, and obviously Kubrick didn't want to fly to the United States, so he shot most of the interiors with the actors on a soundstage in London. But yeah, establishing shots and whatnot were done, I believe, in Oregon and Montana and Colorado. Like, I think the aerial shots at the beginning with the music and the car going through what was supposed to be Sidewinder, I believe that was in Montana. Pan's Labyrinth. Soul Assassin asks if Pan's Labyrinth is horror. I don't think it would technically be considered horror. I almost think that would be considered a dark fantasy. But Pan's Labyrinth is excellent. That is definitely one of my top 50 films, probably. I absolutely love that movie. And I have a lot of movies that I love, so I have a long list, but that is high up there. If I say it's in my top 50, that's good, because I probably have like 1,000 films that I love. Maybe not 1,000. Mighty Wolf says an American Werewolf in London. That's very befitting of your name, Mighty Wolf. American Werewolf in London is awesome and it's fun, and I love fun horror films too. I don't just love deep, dark, scary ones. I love some that bring some levity to the plot with the acting, and I think American Werewolf in London is one of those that just has that other element that's a little bit kooky, and you can really enjoy the film from multiple angles. The Imaginist says The Omen. Yes, The Omen is excellent. I love the original Omen, of course. I don't know why they made a remake. It was pretty much frame for frame the same thing. It's kind of like when they remade Psycho. That was a little bit confusing. Okay, trying to keep up with all your comments. I'm sorry if I've missed anything. Just keep repeating yourselves. You know what? Maybe I'll read off my phone. I'm going to read off my phone because when you highlight my name, I'll see it. This might be easier. Obi-Wan says Zombieland. I do love Zombieland. That is a fun. I almost think that's not even I don't know if that's even considered horror. I think it would just be a straight up comedy. Zombie comedy. Interesting, but it's good. Reanimator is probably my favorite quirky horror film. Tom King, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, original or remake? I think they're both excellent, but I love the remake. The remake is my favorite. Not the new one. I never saw the new one. I think there was a new one. It was a different name, I think, but the remake with Donald Sutherland and Jeff Goldblum's in that one as well, I think. Eric Thompson says the Fatal Attraction scared the hell out of you. Yeah, I haven't seen Fatal Attraction, but I do know there's a scene, spoiler alert, there's a scene with a bunny that gets boiled in a pot. So, you know, being the animal lover I am, and the fact that I am a bunny rabbit, I don't think I want to see that one. Tom King, that's the one. Yes, that is the one. Ooh, Tarek S says Pet Sematary. I do enjoy Pet Sematary. I haven't read the book yet. I've heard that's one of Stephen King's darkest novels, like really dark. Obviously, anything that has to do with death and losing those closest to us is always going to be inevitably dark. But Pet Sematary, I've only seen the film, the original film, not the new one they just made. And critically, it does not do well at all. But there's something about it that I find enjoyable and deeply disturbing, but also deeply watchable for some reason. Colin Cochrane, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, you guys should have seen me before. I tried drawing whiskers a couple times and I just couldn't get them right. So these are my third set of whiskers. So I hope they work. I hope. I'm not the best at makeup. I'm learning as I go, but the only time I really wear makeup is if I'm going out, like if there's a special event, or sometimes if I'm going on YouTube. And so obviously today, in order to channel my inner Nova cat, I had to wear a little bit more feline-esque makeup. So there we go. Oh, I'm glad I said your last name right, Colin. That's very cool. Oh, Echo Base Network is here. Hello, Echo Base Network. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Tremors, says Peter Hahn. Tremors is fun. Oh my gosh, early Kevin Bacon. Tremors is fun. I think that would technically be considered almost a B monster movie, probably, you know, even though it has an A in my mind. All John Carpenter movies, says Chris Smith. I do love John Carpenter. He's awesome. I think my favorite from him would have to be The Thing. I love The Thing. So good. But I like watching films depending on what time of year it is. So I love watching The Thing in the winter, just like I love watching The Shining in the winter, because they take place in the winter. Like Jurassic Park, I love watching in the summer on a rainy day, you know, because it's raining and it's tropical. So I don't know. I like to do that. Gets you in the mood for the film a little more. YouTube, early Kevin Bacon, try Animal House. Yes, I remember Animal House. Wow, that was very early Kevin Bacon. And John Belushi as well. YouTube, the John Carpenter's The Thing. So not the original, the remake, and not the new. There are 3 now. It's so weird how many times tonight I've said the remake, but then I have to recall that there's usually been another remake after the remake, which typically are not good. If you're remaking a film for the third time, second time can be good. If you're remaking a film for a third time, might not be the best idea. Maybe try an original idea. You know, if you have to remake something 3 times and the second time is good, maybe let it go. Let it be. Do something new. Ungoliant of Avatar. Yes, I have seen The Haunting of Hill House. Well, I've seen the show. I haven't seen the original. I know there was one. I think there was one done. I know the original was written many decades ago. But I've seen The Haunting of Hill House, the show, if that's what you're talking about. And I actually reviewed it with Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers on his channel last year. And I really liked that. I really like the way that that director handles Stephen King adaptations. He also did Gerald's Game. And I thought that was really well done. He does a really good job of exploring trauma from our past and how it revisits us later in life and how it affects who we are in our current time. And I really enjoy directors and films that can do that. I think that's one thing that makes the horror genre so appealing to me, is that I think when horror is done right, it unsettles you because it's tapping into something that you already fear. And it doesn't have to be a monster or a ghost or a slasher, murderer. Sometimes it's just something that's already there within the deep recesses of our mind, which is why I love anything that's kind of Lovecraftian horror, because it's tapping into that deep terror that we all have for the unknown and for what lies outside of our realm of conscious everyday thinking. And it's spooky because, well, I think spooky is almost an understatement. It's dreadful. It gives you a sense of dread when something's really well done. That's why I hate things with jump scares. I'm so not a fan of jump scares unless they're done in kind of a lighter horror film. But when you have a really substantial film going on and you're using jump scares, it's kind of the juxtaposition of that can be a little bit jarring because you're dealing with the complexity of the human drama within. You're not really, you don't want to be sideswiped by this call to reaction, sort of, so to speak. I don't know where Sith Bunny is. Maximus Payne says, jump scares suck. Yeah, I have to say, the older I get, the less respect I have for the jump scare. I'm not a big fan. I just really don't enjoy them. 11 Evil X's. That's a really funny name. All right, the silly thing about Gerald's Game, all she needed to do is stand up on the bed, step backwards over the top of the bed, and push the bed wherever she wanted. That's a spoiler. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have read that out loud. For those of you who haven't seen Gerald's Game, just forget everything I just said. But that's really funny. Funny story is that Stephen King apparently was writing Gerald's Game, and his son was walking around in his house, and he said, hey, come here a second. I want to see if you can try something. And he actually looked to see if his son could do like a skin the cat over the bed or something, just to see if it was plausible in real life. And I think his son couldn't do it. So he was like, okay, therefore I can have the character be in this position. That doesn't give too many spoilers. I mean, if you see any of the artwork for Gerald's Game on the DVD or the book itself, I think it's pretty clear what happens within. James Fowler says, House of 1,000 Corpses. I do not believe I've seen that. Lord Arnold, welcome. I'm glad you made it here. Happy early Halloween. Hello, Chris Olivio. Yes, I agree with you. We were just talking about The Haunting of Hill House. Yes, and I did a review of that on Geeks and Gamers. Yes, Ghostbusters is never a bad choice, says Tom King, replying to Blue Darter. I love Ghostbusters. The first one. Second one's fun, but the first one's where it's at. Love Ghostbusters. Oh my gosh. So fun. So good. Great effects. I love the effects in that one too. Hello, Mega Man MG. Happy Halloween Eve. Yes, it is All Hallows Eve. Yes. Hello, Porkins. Hello, Soul Assassin. I love Evil Dead. I love Evil Dead. So fun. Gen X says the most recent season of Doctor Who. I have not seen that, and I will not see that. I have heard only bad things about that, which is just so unfortunate because it's such a cool show and premise, and I've loved all of the Doctors that I've seen, so it's just too bad. Madness Production says, happy Devil's Night, everyone. Eric Thompson says, Ghostbusters 2016 was pretty scary. Yeah, it looked pretty bad from what I've seen. X Crosstalk says Gremlins is a Christmas movie, not a Halloween movie. I always forget that because, yeah, I haven't seen Gremlins. I've only seen bits and pieces, and I know I need to see it. But everybody says that it's so much fun, and I know I need to see it. But from what I remember hearing, the father gets his son a gremlin for Christmas or something like that. I don't want any spoilers, so don't tell me. Alec Ebeling, hello there. Satanic A says, definitely Bram Stoker's Dracula. Now, I watched that in one of my earlier film classes in university. My teacher showed us that and it's an epic long movie too. It's so long, and I think I've grown to appreciate it more and more as I get older, and I realize how many choices were made for such specific reasons in that one. The only thing that I'm not as huge a fan of is I don't know if Keanu Reeves was the right casting choice. His British accent is not as bad as Dick Van Dyke's in Mary Poppins, but it's not great. Lord Arnold asks, what's behind me spraying? Those are humidifiers. I thought I would make it moody and atmospheric, and it would look like fog, but everyone just thinks my house is on fire, so it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Sith Lord says 13 Ghosts was good. Christy, I love the Blair Witch Project too. Christy's responding to Maximus Payne, who you guys apparently love the Blair Witch Project. I just binge watched so many videos on the Blair Witch Project. I think it is so fun and different. I love that it was one of the first found footage movies, and I think it was just so cool the way they did that. Dad, if you're in the chat anywhere, I remember renting that movie together and watching it after school one day, and it was just so cool. It gave me the creeps. That's one movie I still cannot watch and not get creeped out. Oh, so good. James Fowler says Silent Hill 1 and 2. Drake is 6 says you love the original Dracula with Bela Lugosi. Wow, that is OG horror right there. YouTube asks if I've seen Wicker Man. I have seen Wicker Man. I have not seen the Nick Cage comedy version. I've seen the original Wicker Man. My parents and I rented that. I think I was in early high school or late middle school. I was like, whoa, this is intense. It was very interesting, and I would have thought that they could have made a good remake of that, but you know, of course, by the time the remake was made, it was in a time where I don't think much substance was being given in the remakes. It was more kind of that was at the time when it was more common for cash grabs to be made in terms of the remake realm. Scooby-Doo. Your favorite Halloween movie is The Exorcist. I love The Exorcist. I actually visited The Exorcist stairs in Georgetown, DC a few years ago, and they are very intimidating. They are very steep and very shallow stairs, or were they? Yeah, they were steep. They were steep, and there were a lot of them lined very closely because they're old. And for some reason, you know, people back then liked their steps really close together, and if you take a misstep, it's a little dangerous. So there is a safety railing going all the way up, which is very good. Open-minded movie man says horror talk awesome. Thank you, Christy. Thank you for being an awesome moderator. Thank you to the mods in the chat so much. James Fowler says Strangeland is a must watch. I have not seen Strangeland, I don't believe. Maximus Payne. Oh, I should watch the film theory video on Blair Witch Project. I don't know if I've seen that. I have to find it. I watched so many videos on the Blair Witch. There's someone Someone did, they visited the old filming locations. That was really cool. I think it's Happy Bearded Comic or something like that. And he doesn't have, I think he has a little under 1,000 subscribers, but his videos are really good. And it was a really cool video. And it was 3 guys just exploring the filming locations of the Blair Witch Project. So shout out to that guy. Event Horizon. That's with Sam Neill, right? I don't think I've ever seen that whole thing. I need to see it. I know people love that movie. It has a big. Yes, I've said The Shining, the anime slayer. Of course I've said The Shining. You know I love The Shining. The Shining is my favorite. Absolutely love it. Ooh, Johnny Breedis says VHS 1 and 2 are a great anthology. I watched those for Halloween 2 years ago. I think we watched both. We had a little like intimate get together for Halloween. It was just like a double date Halloween party, and we just watched those 2 movies. I think we watched a third one too. Those were fun. I like anthology Halloween movies, and I know I made this in my community post, but if any of you guys get the chance, I highly, highly, highly recommend the new Creepshow series. It is so well done, and it kind of takes, obviously it takes its name from the Creepshow series of the 80s. I believe it's from the early 80s. That was based on Stephen King's, I think he wrote the original screenplay, and it's an anthology stories. It's very light. It's very fun. I mean, there are some dark themes and obviously horror elements, so there's gore, but it's an awesome Halloween compilation. But the new one, the new Creepshow, is just, I've only watched the first, I want to say 4 episodes. I think there's 2 stories. Oh, there's Nova. I think there's 2 stories in each episode, and they are all so well done, and they have heart and soul, and they use practical effects, which I love. It's not, some goofy CGI that's not even in the room with the actors. It's really, really, it's really great. It has a lot of heart and soul. I really enjoy it. Sith Lord, yes, you've seen the new Creepshow. My favorite episode so far was I love the opening episode, which actually has, what's his name? The guy that plays Gus in Breaking Bad. He's great. He's going to be in The Mandalorian as well. Giancarlo Esposito, I believe his name is. Oh, Nova's got her T-Rex. You brought your T-Rex, good girl. She's going to attack it now. Let me see if you can see her. No. Well, she's kicking her T-Rex and killing it because she's a little predator. Christy, Creepshow is on, I believe it's streaming on Shudder now, and I think Shudder does have like a free trial thing, so I'm going to try to watch all the episodes within my free trial period, but I've seen a few good things on Shudder so far, so shout out to Shudder. I do recommend it. Ollie Shep says, Trick or Treat is a classic. Yes, that is a good anthology. I rewatched that one again. I saw that one last year, last year. It is good. It's not as great as I remember it, but I enjoy it. It's fun, and I love fun Halloween movies. The good Tom King. Yes, you can hear Nova using her raptor claws. And this is her T-Rex that she was ripping up. He has little holes in his head from her eye. Where's the camera? Oh, see, look, those are her little teeth marks there. Yee. But he's cute. This is actually Jurassic Park T-Rex. Jurassic World, but I call it Jurassic Park because Jurassic Park is cooler than Jurassic World. Yes, it is. Colin, yes, I have watched the Alien movies. I love the Alien movies. The first one is my favorite, but I also love the second one. David Fincher did the third one. It was interesting. It definitely had some interesting concepts. The Rottweiler element was a little disturbing because I grew up with a Rottweiler, and my parents have a Rottweiler now, and she's basically my little sister, so it was a little disturbing. The whole movie was just kind of misty and foggy the whole time, kind of a little too steeped in atmosphere for my liking. Rose gold, yes, I do like purple, but it's not my favorite color. My favorite colors are blue and green, and I can't choose between the two, so hence why you see so much blue and green in my apartment. Ben Jones, yes, it's a T-Rex. Angry Mango, thank you. I appreciate that. Happy Halloween. Thank you for being here. Yes, and I know a lot of people aren't big fans of Prometheus. And I'm not a huge fan of it either, but there's a lot visually that I'm really pulled in by. I really enjoy a lot of the concepts and the design. The atmosphere of Prometheus is just fascinating to me. I really love the atmosphere. I mean, say what you want about Prometheus, but it does a good job at world building. And the engineers are solidly creepy. So there's a lot of good effects in that film too. Yeah, it was visually stunning in parts, says Tom King. I agree. Open-minded movie man asks for my thoughts on Covenant. Obviously, I don't know if it's obvious, but my favorite part is what's that actor's name? That's I want to call him a replicant. I know he's not a replicant. What's the name? Oh my gosh. I forget his name, but I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. The one who was doing art on his own because he had been programmed with a level of creativity, and then the newer models didn't have creativity. Michael Fassbender, thank you. Wait, Michael Fassbender. He's the best part of that film. I found his entire storyline fascinating, and the dynamic between himself and the newer model of his. It's not a replicant. I know that's Blade Runner, but it's within the same universe. Come on, I mean, Tyrell and Nostromo, they've got to be connected somehow. Yeah, I have to see Strangeland. I will definitely see that. Oh, Christy, I haven't seen Hell House LLC. It's found footage. You know what? While you guys are giving me all these suggestions, I have an entire list of shows and movies to watch, and I'm just going to start writing them down. So, Hell House LLC. And I'm going to put whose name recommended them, so I remember. Christy recommends. Okay, and then what else? Mega Man says Saw. Stephanie B, are you here? Stephanie, wait, let me make you a mod. Where are you? Stephanie, you are a moderator. Stephanie B, you're awesome. I hope you make more videos soon. I love your little clips. They're so sweet. Oh, Michael Segrip says Jeepers Creepers. You know what? I really enjoy Jeepers Creepers. The end gets a little bit crazy, but I really like the way that it starts. Here's a cool fact. Okay, for any of you guys Jacob's Ladder, I will. You guys are making my ADD go haywire. But okay, for any of you guys who know Jeepers Creepers, there is an episode of Unsolved Mysteries, the original Unsolved Mysteries, where the entire beginning, if you line it up with the start of Jeepers Creepers, it's almost identical. You have to see it. I'll try to find a link for it and leave it somewhere after this video goes up. But it's crazy. I'm telling you, there's no way that the weirdo guy that directed Jeepers Creepers, there's no way that he didn't see that episode of Unsolved Mysteries. He claims that he never saw it, but I think subconsciously it must have registered in his mind, because even visually and pace-wise, it's almost the exact same unfolding of events, other than the fact that there's a demonic, weird creature chasing people the entire time. That doesn't happen in real life. The DX Brother 13 asks my favorite horror movie, or you said Halloween movie. Favorite Halloween movie is cheesy. It's Hocus Pocus, because it takes place on Halloween, and it's a childhood favorite. I know it's not good critically, but I freaking love it. Favorite horror movie is The Shining, but I love all different types of horror movies. Yes, and you don't remember most of Jeepers Creepers, says Kevin P. Yeah, that makes sense. It's not that memorable, but for some reason, every time I do see it, I really like it. What really stands out to me is the opening. The opening, strong. Alex Shrestha says, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Have we invoked Beetlejuice? Is he anywhere? Beetlejuice is awesome. I love Beetlejuice. I think that's Tim Burton at his best. I wish he would do more movies like that were small and not these huge CGI, Disney-esque movies, Alice in Wonderland and all that. I love Tim Burton when he worked small. Beetlejuice basically all took place in one decrepit house with two families, basically. Awesome. Thomas Woodford, oh, thank you for coming here. I'm sorry if I didn't see your comments earlier. I'm trying to keep up with everybody. It is hard work. To those people who do stream regularly, I'm impressed. Thank you, Thomas Woodford. Good night and happy Halloween. Science Leak Media says Halloween 1978. Yes, that is a good one. Human Centipede, Psychonaut. The trailer. I've never seen the trailer to Human Centipede. Oberyn, Sleepy Hollow. You know what? I loved Sleepy Hollow when it came out. I still enjoy it. I think it's a really good atmosphere. I know people don't really, or critics aren't big fans of it, but I thought it was really good. I thought that was back when Johnny Depp was really, you know, in his A game. And yeah, I just love the atmosphere of that. Christopher Walken. That had a good cast, man. Katrina Van Tassel. Yes. I have not seen Apollo 18, Tony Movie Mendez. Stephanie B. Oh, that's so cool that you love scary movies too. Stephanie, have you, I mean, I'm sure you already said yours. You know what? Okay, guys, I'm implementing a new strategy. I'm going to start reading those comments with which my name is highlighted because those stand out in orange to me. Just improper. Address my fog machine. It's not a fog machine, but I'm adding you as a moderator. Okay. It is a humidifier, and I really thought that it would look really moody and atmospheric. But it's good that you think it's a fog machine. That makes me feel a little bit better because everyone else thought it was my house on fire. James Fowler says, Children of the Corn when you were a kid. I haven't seen Children of the Corn. I know that's Stephen King. I'm a pretty solid fan of Stephen King. I just like the worlds that he builds. But not all his adaptations are great, but you can't deny that Stephen King is the most prolific horror writer, I think, of our time, or any time for that matter. Dr. Richard Kimball watched The Others with Nicole Kidman. And Dad, if you're watching this, I know it's so corny that I'm shouting at my parents, but do you remember you bought me the bootleg copy in New York City, and I watched the bootleg copy of The Others probably at least 20 times. And this bootleg copy, this was from the days it was on VHS. Someone had gone into the theaters and recorded it. And there were people coughing and you could hear people eating popcorn in the theater. And I was watching this on VHS on my TV as a kid. I watched that so many times. I loved The Others. Haven't seen it in a few years. I have to give that a watch again. The Dude, 1764. Several people have mentioned the Evil Dead series. I love the Evil Dead series. They're awesome. They're so good. I have to rewatch those because I watched them a couple of years ago for the last time. I need to watch them again. I haven't seen Ash versus the Evil Dead, the television show. I saw the first few episodes and I just didn't keep up with it, but I really enjoyed the way it was done. And I know that's been pretty successful. Snobby Acorn says, I'm going to be the Ghostbuster. Soul Assassin, I have not seen The Hills Have Eyes. Psychonaut 59, I will read the ones that aren't highlighted, but it's so much easier for me to keep up. It's hard for me to keep up if you can't tell. So the ones that are highlighted stand out more because when they're highlighted, it has my name on it in orange. So it's just more visually prevalent. Monster Huntress Rune. Yes, I like the Poltergeist a lot. I actually just talked about that earlier. I just rewatched it last weekend and I really enjoy the original Poltergeist. Not going to see the new one probably, but I went through a big Poltergeist time probably in late middle school was when I was in my most horror movie phase. I don't know, guys. I really always loved the horror genre. And when I was in middle school, I want to say about late middle school, I went through a bit of an emo gothic phase. And yeah, I think my parents were probably a little worried about me, but I was very much into all things macabre and horror oriented. I just really loved the depth of darkness within that genre. And so I went through, what was the question again? Oh yeah, I went through a phase where I just got really, really into all different types of horror movies. And so I remember at that stage, I watched The Poltergeist a few times, and I just went through so many different horror films that I just absolutely still love to this day. But anyway, I used to make horror movies with my friends. I had one friend in particular where we just made so many scary movies, and we were constantly thinking of these different themes and stories and characters and making these short little horror movies. I still have them all on VHS. I have to get them converted one day because we wrote, directed, shot, and started and edited all of our own horror movies. And the two of us, it was basically just the two of us. Sometimes we get some other people involved, but it was basically just the two of us making our own horror movies. And they were good times. I wish I could go back to those days. They were simpler times. I haven't seen Monster Squad. Stigmata I saw on TV years and years ago. End of Days. I haven't seen End of Days. Stigmata, I don't believe I've ever seen the whole thing. I have to give that one a rewatch. Oh, Peter Hahn says Odin does that as well. He notices the comments that highlight his name. Yeah, I know when I'm watching YouTube as a watcher or observer, when I do want to comment, I try to always highlight the person who's making the video's name, because I do think it gets noticed more easily. That's how it is for me. But I don't know, maybe I'm just really bad at this because I have a hard time keeping up. Anything Clive Barker or Lovecraft, says James Fowler. Greg Rivera says, have I seen Near Dark? I love Near Dark. Yes, Near Dark is awesome. You're right. I forgot that so much of the Aliens cast was in that. Yes. Yeah, that's a really good one. And Catherine Bigelow has done a few really good films, hasn't she? Another great film, you guys. And this is if you enjoy, if you're okay with subtitles, because it is in, I believe they're speaking, it's an Iranian film. So I guess that's Iranian, or is that Farsi? Pardon me for being ignorant, but it is an excellent film called A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. It's shot in black and white. I'll just say it's probably a sub horror film noir is what I think I would call it. It's a vampire movie, but it's more than that. And I highly recommend that you guys check it out. 28 Days and Weeks Later, says Titanic A. Yeah, those are good ones. Yes, The Rise of Skywalker is terrifying, Rob Gagnon. Psychonaut59, yes, like that. That's how you highlight my name. Thank you. Johnny Brightest says, Christine and Carrie are great King movies. Yes, I love Christine. I think of the two, Christine is my favorite. I haven't seen Carrie in a long time, though, so I have to rewatch it. And the first season of Castle Rock has Sissy Spacek in it. And I must say, she is excellent in that series. She's so good. I think it's some of her best acting that she's done. She plays an older woman with dementia, the start of Alzheimer's, actually. And it is just... her character is so well done. The show itself, I'm not sure how big a fan I am. It's pretty good. It bases itself off of King's works, but it's not any particular King story. So it takes place within his universe that he's created in Castle Rock, which is obviously between, I think, Derry and what's it called? Jerusalem's Lot. So it takes place in that world of Maine, of course, and Sissy Spacek's performance is phenomenal. Unfortunately, I just started watching the new season of Castle Rock, and they might as well call it Castle Woke, because it is just, you guys would see for yourselves. It's just not, I just don't like the way it's addressed, and I think they're foregoing a lot of their good character development, character arcs, and storylines just for the sake of kind of hollowly inserting, certain quotas instead of actually caring about the characters. So it's unfortunate. Oh my gosh, I'm so behind on comments. Oh, I just realized how behind on comments I am. I'm so sorry. Johnny, you agree. Oh, you've seen it. The Good Tom King. I have had Slither on my list for so long. I want to see Slither. You're talking about the newer one, correct? Because that's the one I have on my list. I've heard good things about it. Snobby Acorn says, Over the Guarded Wall. I don't even think I can write all these down anymore. I'm just gonna have to come back and reference the chat later. Have I seen The Changeling? I think I have seen The Changeling, but I have to watch it again. Frank Castle Wolfenstein, I like the first season of Castle Rock, but I'm not a big fan of the second one so far. Granted, I've only seen the first 3 episodes, but I just find the pacing to be really kind of slow and rigid. I love the actress they casted as a young Annie Wilkes. I think she's phenomenal, and she really gets Annie Wilkes's character and personality traits down. And all the acting is phenomenal, actually. But I'm not a big fan of the premise. I think the premise is just kind of all over the place, and I don't know. But we'll see, maybe. Mega Man MG says, Teeth, oh my gosh, that movie freaks me out so much. Teeth is one of the creepiest movies I've ever seen. I kind of hate it, but only because it's so successful at freaking me out. And the two movies that freak me out the most that I don't like, but I have to give props to, are Teeth and Dead Girl. Those are two movies I just cannot watch. Ugh. Just so creepy. James Fowler says The Ninth Gate with Depp was baff. Yeah, oh my gosh, I haven't seen that one in years. See, and now I'm forgetting to read highlighted comments, but it's because I was so behind when I was trying to read them. All right, let me try to do this. Soul Assassin, What We Do in the Shadows, that's a really fun one. Yes, that's a great one. I recommend if you guys want a laugh and a few scares and you like good, fun vampire movies. The DX Brother, I have not seen, have I seen Ready or? I don't think I've seen Ready or Not. That's on my list. That is on my list. James Fowler, I've not seen the Masters of Horror series. Ooh, The Changeling from 1980. Okay. Have any of you guys seen Suspiria, either the original or the remake? Because I'm curious about it, but it seems dark, especially the remake seems dark to the extent that I don't know if my soul can handle it right now, because I am very sensitive to very dark themed. As much as I love horror and I love the scary genre, that one feels almost a little too visceral and real for me. I don't know what to say. Stephanie B likes What We Do in the Shadows. Guys, this is Stephanie B, by the way. She's awesome. She has a YouTube channel as well, and she uploads the sweetest, cutest, funniest clips. I love her. Stephanie, you haven't uploaded in a little while, but next time you upload, I can't wait to see whatever it is, because you have the cutest. You always make me smile, and you're awesome. So thank you for always being so sweet and supportive. And it's so cool to know that you love horror movies too, because they're my favorite. I do have to say, if I had to choose a horror, I'm not a horror. If I had to choose a genre that I'm a big fan of, I think horror would probably be my favorite genre when it's well done. It is, I think, difficult to do horror well, really well, from a critical standpoint, but even some horror films that are poorly rated by critics, I can still find redeeming if they have, a good atmosphere and a good storyline or good concepts in general. Even if the acting's bad, sometimes I can still enjoy it. It's weird. I make exceptions for horror that I don't or can't make for drama. So it's an interesting genre in that way. I think it's kind of similar. It's almost like the inverse of comedy, where I think a lot of comedies, even if they're critically panned, I can still find redeeming qualities in them if they make me laugh. Like Dumb and Dumber, critics don't like, but I love Dumb and Dumber. So I think it's easier to make exceptions for certain genres, especially when they're evoking, either fear or laughter, I guess. It's interesting. Oh, Makita's here. Hello, Makita. Psychonaut. Yes, I love Reanimator. That's one of my favorite movies. That's my dad. I think that's one of my dad's favorite movies. His favorite movie is, I think, if I had to guess, The Third Man. But he also loves Reanimator. Yes, Tom King. I love Dumb and Dumber. I think it's just so good. It's so good. And there's one they just haven't been able to get right since. I need to see Ready or Not. Yeah, that's on my list. Yeah, I love Beetlejuice too, Snobby Acorn. Peter Hahn says, Howard the Duck gets better with time and liberal amounts of beer. I haven't seen Howard the Duck, but I've heard good things. I know that people love that movie. Frank Castle Wolfenstein, David Lynch's Lost Highway. Now, I love David Lynch. He's probably my favorite director alive today. He's probably my favorite director of all time next to Kubrick, and I also love some of Terrence Malick's work, but Lost Highway freaks me out. Bill Pullman is awesome, and so is Rosanna. Is it Rosanna Arquette in that? She's awesome. But that movie, yeah, that's not my favorite of Lynch's. I think my favorite of Lynch's work would have to be probably Mulholland Drive, followed by Blue Velvet. Obviously, Twin Peaks is phenomenal. And I know it's not quite horror. It's more, I don't know. David Lynch is in his own genre, but Twin Peaks: The Return is the following. It's technically the third season of Twin Peaks, but it's much more within the genre of horror, I would say. And that really taps into the uncanny valley, which I think David Lynch is just so prophetic. Not prophetic, that's not the right word. He's so just exemplary at tapping into the uncanny valley and making the viewer feel as though everything looks normal, but there's something underneath the surface that's wrong. And I just love that. I just think that's incredible. Little Man, Terminator is the best. I love Terminator. The original Terminator and Terminator 2 are awesome. I enjoyed the third Terminator when I saw it. It was entertaining, but it didn't, it's not one of my favorite movies. Terminator 1 and 2 are up there in my probably in my top 50 movies. I love those. I love the first one. I actually saw T2 first growing up. I watched it so many times because my parents had it on VHS, and I hadn't even seen the first one, but I love Terminator 2 so much. And then I saw the first one later. I don't think I saw the first one probably until later on in high school, and I had been watching T2 since middle school, or yeah, I think so. So good. I love Michael Biehn in the first one too. He's great, and Eddie Furlong is awesome. And obviously Sarah Connors. She's an OG female badass, right up there with Ellen Ripley, although Ellen Ripley's my favorite. Jeremy Swiggs, I have a feeling you're a daddy's girl, LOL. My dad and I are very similar, actually. I hope you don't mind me saying this, if I'm sure dad will watch this at one point, but my dad and I actually butt heads because we're so similar in a lot of ways, but we have a really good camaraderie. And my dad is the one who really got me into film and wanting to understand filmmaking and dissecting it from different angles and lenses. So, and my dad and I have a lot in common. He's a very cool guy. He's also an introvert. That's where I get my introverted ways from. But my mom is also my best friend in the world. So, I have to give a shout out to both of them. Kevin P, is my dad a teacher too? No, my dad is not a teacher. My dad has actually had several jobs throughout his lifetime. He's had a very interesting life. He's worked in several different fields. He's very intelligent. He's very talented at a variety of different things. His most recent job was actually working with animals. He's also dabbled in acting, in smaller roles. He did some smaller roles, and some smaller roles in larger films and some large roles in smaller films, which I think is the way to go if you're an actor, especially if you're an introvert, because you don't want a spotlight on you if you're going to be acting. Gen X, an introvert, LOL, you could have fooled me. Well, that's the funny thing about being an introvert is YouTube feels somehow more safe than the real world. Because in the real world, when I meet people, I'm always so shy and scared and sensitive, but for some reason with you guys, I feel like we all have something in common, and we're all talking about things that we all love and share and enjoy, and having different conversations. And that's something kind of in the real world I find it's hard to do unless, well, I have met some awesome people that I can have awesome conversations with, but they're fewer and further between in life, it seems, especially these days with technology so prevalent and social media. I feel like people are always buried in their phones. Mr. T says the real world sucks, LOL. Yes, that's why I love movies, is because it's an escape. Hey, Drunk 3PO, thank you for being here. It's good to see you here. Fat Thor scene's best part. Wait, I lost it. Where'd it go? Best part of Endgame changed my mind. Walking Dead video says, looking like Katy Perry. Oh no. Isn't she problematic these days? Didn't she do some cultural appropriation or something? People are mad at her. Fringe, says James Fowler. I liked the Fringe series. That was J.J. Abrams, wasn't it? I enjoyed Fringe. It was like an update to the X-Files a little bit. It's pretty fun. Species movie, says General Akash. Yes, I do enjoy Species. Species is fun. Species is a fun movie. I gotta watch that again. That was cool. Biggest Block says the scariest movie is Peppa Pig. That does sound, yeah, that's probably pretty horrifying, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Lord Arnold. You know what the scariest movie I've ever seen is? Somebody says, let's watch TLJ. It scares the crap out of me. Yeah, me too. You know what is scary is, now, no offense, but when I talk to somebody and they say they love TLJ, I'm like, are you okay? You seem normal, but there must be something else going on. Oh, Stephanie B, that's so sweet. Thank you. But I don't want to, comparison is the thief of all joy. Katy Perry is beautiful in her own special way. Frank Castle Wolfenstein says American Psycho. Yeah, American Psycho freaks me out. Oof. Bite. Focus Pocus. Yes, I love Hocus Pocus. That is one of my favorite. That is my favorite Halloween movie. And I will always defend it, even though it is corny and critics don't like it. I love Hocus Pocus. Psychonaut59 asked if I've seen David Lynch's Dune. I have not seen David Lynch's Dune. I have not heard great things about it critically. I just don't know if he was the right director for an adventure epic. And ironically, I know we've talked about this before, but George Lucas apparently approached Lynch and asked if he would direct Return of the Jedi. What a different movie Return of the Jedi would have been if David Lynch directed it. I love David Lynch, but he's not the type of person where I think there's nothing he couldn't do, because I do think he has a very specific vision and a very particular style of art in filmmaking. And I love that. It is really, truly his own. You can tell when another director is trying to incorporate a Lynchian style or concept, but David Lynch has that market cornered because he created it. He's just on another level. But I don't think big budget adventure epics or even sci-fi adventure or adventure epics are the right genre for Lynch. I think he needs smaller, more focused, character-driven. Not that Dune isn't character-driven, clearly it is, but I think he needs something on a smaller scale to keep his mind honed in on the inner workings of each scene by scene, because he directs scene by scene in such a small, focused way. Walking Dead video says, looking like Jenny Slate. I don't know who that is. Peter Hahn says, Yub Nub. Yes, Yub Nub is awesome. I doubt Yub Nub would have been in David Lynch's rendition. Mary Mayhem is here. Mary Mayhem, did I make you a mod already? I think I might have. Oh, no, I didn't. Here you go. Stephanie's a mod too. Yeah. We got some, we got some female mods. We got some male mods. Now we need some cat mods and some dog mods. Let's see, what else are you guys talking about? Madness Productions. Thank you. Wait, how long have I been on? Have I been on a long time? Oberon, oh, thank you. That's so nice of you to say. Sayonara. I was actually at a Japanese restaurant recently, and I just wanted to be sure, because I say like konnichiwa, and I'm getting Thai, like Thai to say thank you is kapunka, but to say hello. And I was asking him, how do I say goodbye? And I asked if I say sayonara, and he said, no, that's actually considered a little bit offensive to say sayonara. So I'll never say that, but I have a car that happens to be a Scion, and I named her Sayonara. So hopefully nobody's offended by that. Oh, wait, sorry, I'm losing my space. Okay. Tony Movie Mendez says, I know this is off topic, but what you thought on Neil Blomkamp's movies, District 9, Chappie Elysium. District 9, love. District 9 is awesome. Have not seen Chappie, have not seen Elysium. Probably won't ever see Chappie, because heard really not so great things about it. Intrigued by the premise of Elysium, so may eventually watch that. But I have so many things on my list. I don't know how to keep up with all the things I need to watch. Open-minded movie man, Dead Calm. I have not seen Dead Calm yet, but I love Nicole Kidman. I had like almost, I guess I would call it a girl crush on Nicole Kidman growing up. And I know that's, that's one of her earlier works. Billy Zane. Billy Zane was in Twin Peaks in the later seasons. Darth Dank says, you didn't like Chappie. Yeah, I have not heard great things about it. 68 minutes. Wow, time flies. Oh my gosh. I know. I highlighted Drunk 3PO. I don't know how to unhighlight you. I'm sorry that you're just hanging there. Angelus Draven says, Hereditary is great. Same with Chappie and Elysium. I'm glad you like them. That's cool. And I loved Hereditary, but I don't know if I ever want to see it again because it just left me with the sickest feeling in the pit of my stomach. Ooh. You have to give that director credit. He was effective at evoking real visceral emotions. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Hereditary. Yes, you're making people jealous, Drunk 3PO, with your beautiful highlighted comment. Just so pretty. Every time I go to Will R, I used to have the scariest movie ever made. It was one of a kind. I was the wedding video to your ex-wife. Oh, well, at that time, that's what you wanted. So, in one world, at that time, in that universe, it was a special, beautiful day. Jack JW Productions. I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm reading your comments. Looking like Lady Gaga. I have not seen Zombieland 2 yet. I will. I love the first Zombieland. Wow, I don't know how YouTubers, like real YouTubers, keep up with all of these comments. Drunk 3PO, that's a humidifier. Everybody thinks my house is on fire. It's a humidifier. I thought it would be a nice atmospheric, moody thing, but everyone thinks it's smoke. Don't worry, guys. I'm not inhaling carbon monoxide or anything. I guess that's invisible though, isn't it? The Killing of a Sacred Deer, Frank Castle. Yes, The Killing of a Sacred Deer. Woo, that's a creepy one too. There has to be a different genre style for that type of film because it's not quite horror. It's almost like realistic. I don't know if I'd call it a realistic horror where it evokes something a little deeper than horror and terror. It's almost it's more unsettling than it is horrific or terrible. It's unsettling. Lord Arnold, very funny. Oh, this is what happens when I try to be, I'm going to decorate the place and make it look moody. I light a candle, I put on the humidifiers, and someone thinks I have a Molotov cocktail in my in my window. No, I have not seen the Razor X. I have not seen crocodile horror film Blackwater. I have not seen that. Blackwater. Wasn't that the one with Jennifer Connelly? Or I guess originally was a Japanese or Korean film? By the way, Korean movies, now they have some good horror movies. There's one called The Wailing that is excellent. What's another good one? The Host is really good. And Train to Busan is excellent. It's a good zombie movie. Yes, Will R. The Thing is a classic. I don't know how to get the comments out. Whoops. Comments staying up, Drunk 3PO. Stephanie of the Same. Yes, that is a snake plant. Isn't it beautiful? I love my snake plant. I love plants in general. I love all my plants equally. I don't discriminate. Although, wait, hang on. If my parents are in the chat, they're going to love this. This is my favorite plant. I think it's called a Song of India plant. And my parents got me this for my birthday last year when I turned 31. I know a woman's never supposed to reveal her age, but I just turned 32. I didn't get a plant, but I got a beautiful piece of art. This is my favorite plant ever, and I love it so much. But it's not in view right now because I didn't think it was very festive for Halloween. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but Dmalgini says you still can't watch The Exorcist. Yeah, The Exorcist. See, The Exorcist never really got me because I think by the time I saw it, I'd seen so many other horror films that it wasn't. And also, I never really got creeped out by devil possessions and stuff like that. I was always a little more freaked out by ghosts and stuff like that than Christy. There you go. Thanks, Christy. Christy, you're the best. Mr. T, oh, you're flatter. Don't you butter me up. Don't look at day over 21. Psh, 21. That was a decade ago. I wish. I like B horror too, Scion, Sleek Media. I love B horror. It's really fun, especially monster movies, B monster movies. I think The Mist is great by Frank Darabont. He's another one that does a good job at his King adaptations. He did The Shawshank Redemption, which is awesome. I know it's not horror, but that is another King adaptation. He also did The Green Mile, but I love The Mist. And I really liked Darabont's ending, sad and disturbing as it was. Drunk 3PO got screenshots. You have proof. You've got proof. Open-minded movie man. I have not seen The Exorcist 3, but that is on my list because I'm wondering if you know this, but Mike and Jay from Red Letter Media just reviewed that one. And that's one of Mike's favorite movies. Mike was really into it. So I definitely want to give that one a watch. That's on my list. Dylan Darr, do I like The Grudge? I know they made an American one like in the early 2000s, mid 2000s. And I remember that one. I don't really remember the Japanese one that well. I really like The Ring, both the original Japanese, and I actually prefer the Naomi Watts version because I just thought it was a little bit more haunting to me. It felt a little more real. Scion, I haven't seen They Live yet, but that is also on my list. It looks really cool from what I've seen, and it seems like one of those films that's probably even more relevant today than it was in the past. Gen X, can we list our favorite Meg Ryan films? Oh, Meg Ryan. Christine, I love Christine Frank Castle. Yeah, Christine's great. That's a great King adaptation as well. Very cool. And I think it holds up. I just watched that, I think this past winter, last winter, and I thought it held up really well. Christine's good. Hey, Jaggin75. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here. There's a baby crying outside. One of my neighbors has a little baby, and she's always crying. She's a very colicky little baby. Hey, Lord Arnold, look at that. There you go, highlighted comment. Scion, yes, B horror can be hilarious. Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's even scary. Sometimes it's unsettling. Most of the time, it's pretty hilarious. But yeah, I do consider The Mist almost like a newer version of B horror, but it does have a really deep subtext to it, just like most of King's works. He really works in psychological subtext with his characters, which I enjoy. Cisco Spielberg's Duel. Oh my gosh, that's such a good movie. Oh wow. I don't know if that's technically horror. I think that's more of a thriller, but Duel is so good. I think that was made for television originally. I love Duel. Duel's really cool. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. Erie, Indiana, says Mr. T. Yes, and that was the same actor. I think his name was Omri Katz, who was the protagonist in Hocus Pocus. I remember Erie, Indiana. That was a cool show. Goosebumps by R.L. Stine. I used to read the Goosebumps books. Oh my gosh. Before I got into Stephen King, who of course is just the master of horror. Tom King, yes, The New Mist was good. It was a bit goofy, especially the effects, the monster effects were a little goofy in some parts, but I really love the themes and just the way that it showcased how humanity falls apart so quickly when faced with something that dangerous. It's very fascinating. Madness Productions, Happy Devil's Night. James Fowler, Escape from New York. I think I saw that when I was younger. I haven't seen it in a long time. Maximus Payne, there you go. Challenge accepted. Stuart Mitchell, Fire Walk with Me, the Twin Peaks film. You know what? As much as a huge Lynch and Twin Peaks fan I have not seen Fire Walk with Me yet. I know it's disappointing. I'm going to. I have such a long list, but I love Twin Peaks: The Return. What did you think, as a Twin Peaks fan, what did you think of The Return? I thought that was excellent. Belinda Carlisle. You know, I have to look up, I know the name, I know I should know who it is, but I don't know. But fun fact, Nova's original name when we adopted her was Belinda. And she just didn't feel like a Belinda. So I named her Nova. X crosstalk, arachnophobia. I saw that when I was younger. It did freak me out when I was younger. It's definitely a good B movie. That's John Candy, right? Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was fun. Oh, Childs or McCready. Who do I think, Rob? Oh, man, that's tough. I think it was Childs, if I had to guess. Don't want to give any spoilers. I won't tell you guys what movie we're talking about if you haven't seen it. But I do think it was Childs. I think. I don't know. Great ending. Great ending. Boo, Gary Schwartz. Nope. Nope, old money movie. And you think it was McCready? I have not seen The Hills Have Eyes, Narkle. I have not seen The Hills Have Eyes. Not yet. People are constantly referencing it, though. I guess I have to. Drunk 3PO, I do have an Instagram. I do not go on there, though, often. I was on like a month and a half ago. I think the last time I posted a photo was probably 3 months ago, maybe now. It's a while. Peter Hahn. Ooh, heaven is a place. Oh, wait, I'm saying the wrong part. It's the ooh, baby part. Tony Movie 9 Mendez. Am I a Rob Zombie fan? I respect Rob Zombie, but I'm personally not a huge fan of explicit gore and jump scares. I can't remember the last time I saw a Rob Zombie horror film, but from what I remember, he used very, very explicit violence and gore, and I'm not a huge fan of that. So I respect his craft. I know he's really carved out a name for himself in the genre. I think he has his own particular, very, special style, but not for me. But I get why people love him. Oh, his music, not his films. Oh my gosh, when was the last time I listened to Rob Zombie? I don't know. I can't even think of anything off the top of my head, to be honest. James Fowler, Silence of the Lambs. Yes, that's excellent. I think that's like bordering between horror and psychological thriller. I love Silence of the Lambs. It's Sandy J. I am not a lesbian. I mean, no, I'm not a lesbian. I think I'm pretty heterosexual. You know, these times you have to question because, with everything so fluid, gender's fluid, sexuality's fluid. So I don't know. But, as far as I know, I'm heterosexual, but, don't rule anything out. Right, guys? I don't know. Maximus Payne, I have not watched The Dentist. Yes, Silence of the Lambs is top-notch. Beats means highs. The Fly remake, yes, James Fowler. I do like Jeff Goldblum's The Fly. That's good body horror. That's really cool. That's a good one. Great. It's fun. It's dark. It's sad. And it has some really fun moments, too. Scion, do you think Michael Keaton's going to come back as an old Bruce Wayne? Now, I have to say, I really like Michael Keaton, but I do think he's better in comedic roles. I never thought he was the best for the Batman role. But he is getting better as an actor as he gets older. I think he's really refined his craft, so to speak. So I would be for it. The DX brother. What am I going to do on October 31st tomorrow, Halloween? I'm not sure yet. I definitely want to walk around and just be a part of I'm not a party person really. So I'd rather just kind of walk around and see what everybody's dressed as and just kind of soak up the atmosphere of Halloween rather than, I can't trick or treat. obviously, because I'm too old for that, unfortunately. But yeah, I think I'm gonna find a cool town to walk around in and just do some people watching and see everybody's costumes, and hopefully nobody thinks I'm, a creepy child stalker. I'm not. I love kids, but I'm not a child stalker. Promise. Walking Dead movies. I look like the lady from the 1978 Dawn of the Dead. Can't picture her in my mind, but I'll take your word for it. Oh, hey, Gray Force 11 TK421. Good to see you here. Aw, Drunk 3PO's in his Fat Thor costume as we speak. That's pretty awesome, man. Spadanky, thank you for coming to the live stream. You finally made it. Thank you. To be fair, this is only my 3rd live stream, technically. So that's not too bad. And I almost didn't even get this one to work. So I'm glad you're here. Thank you for being here. Gary Schwartz. Hey, Gary Schwartz. Madhouse with Vincent Price. Ooh, that's an old one, isn't it? Wow. John Badham's Dracula from 79. Music was John Williams. I didn't know that, LOLs. Trick or treat. Mr. T, I have not seen Bob's Burgers yet, but I know people love it. I think I've seen 1 episode. It was fun. It was cute. That's not a horror movie. Cisco, Poltergeist does have a lot of quotable lines. Let me think. What's the line from Poltergeist? Obviously, they're here. And Carol Ann, they're just always calling poor little Carol Ann's name. Jeff Stark, happy birthday, Jeff Stark. Everybody wish Jeff Stark a happy birthday. October babies, yay, I'm an October baby too. My birthday was a couple weeks ago, but yes. I love October. It's my favorite month. And I don't think it's just because it's my birthday. I just love the fall and the air is crisp. Ooh, Gabrielle Soares says Brazil. I have not seen Brazil yet. I'm always being recommended that by my dad, who knows my love of movies probably more than anyone else. And he's told me to see Brazil quite a few times. So I know I need to watch that. I know I would love it. Jeremy Swiggs, Young Frankenstein. I love Young Frankenstein. Oh my gosh. Yes. Mel Brooks is awesome. He's so good. And Young Frankenstein is hilarious. So good. Walk like this. So good. Yes. Happy birthday, Jeff Stark. I am a Libra, Psychonaut, and I don't really know much about astrology. But I do know that I'm always seeking balance and I can never find it, which apparently has something to do with my zodiac sign. I'm more a follower of the Myers-Briggs personality type that uses the big 5 personality traits, and I am an INFP. Cisco, this house is clean. Yes. And then the demon comes back in full force. Yeah, that's a good one. Peter Hans and ISTJ. Ooh, very cool. Gotta love my fellow introverts out there. The Anime Slayer asked my thoughts on the American Horror Story seasons. The first 2 seasons were great. I loved the first season. That was my favorite. I really enjoyed it. I want to give that a rewatch, actually, because it's been a while since I've seen it. And I really enjoyed, I think I enjoyed the second one, too. Although, now I can't quite remember which one that, yeah. That was the one with the insane asylum, right? Was that the one? I think I enjoyed that one, yeah. Disturbia. Is that the one with Shia LaBeouf? Cisco, I think I will watch The Mandalorian, actually. I think that's the only thing on the horizon right now for Star Wars that I'm actually very intrigued by. But as Jeremy says, I am trying to remain cautiously optimistic because who knows? But tonally, it looks good. I have to say, visually, tonally, it looks really cool. Werner Herzog's voice, awesome. Gives me chills when he talks in general, whether he's narrating a documentary or what have you. But yeah, I'm kind of excited for that. Drunk 3PO, do I get tired of sitting on the floor? If I sat on the floor, I might not get up. I'm not sitting on the floor. I'm actually sitting on an ergonomic chair. Now I feel like I have to show you guys. Okay, hang on. So it's like, it's this. So it's kind of low, and it's meant to place, you put your knees on here, and then you put your butt here, and it's meant to make sure that your spine is in a position that is the healthiest position for the body while sitting, apparently. So your alignment's good. So yeah, good alignment. Here we go. Yeah, very cool, very spiffy. It's actually not that pricey either. I got it on Amazon. So I'm not sitting on the floor, but I do love sitting on floors, I have to say. Funny chair live stream, yeah. It's not PewDiePie's chair. It's nowhere near as cool as his chair, but I like my chair, and it's way more affordable. It's not $3.99. Gen X, yes, I said but. James Fowler, 7. Yeah, that's 7 is great. 7 is great. What's in the box? Walking Dead video says I look like someone from a murder case. Wow. I hope not, but we don't know. Hopefully that's not a premonition. Maybe I am. Maybe I was murdered. Oh. James Fowler says Frailty. Yeah, I remember Frailty. That came out. Ooh, that was one of those kind of weird early 2000s movies, right? Oh, Alex Jones Jr. is here, guys. Thank you, Alex Jones. Frank Castlellake's Covenant. Yeah, Covenant's pretty cool. Lord Arnold said, you'd break your neck trying to get on this chair. Yeah, it's easier than you'd think. It's easier than you would think. It's not too bad. But can you do this? Yeah, my chair is a real can you do this? Well, let me think. I can't lean back. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Sandy J, hello. Soul Assassin, Brendan Fraser, The Mummy. That's not technically horror. I think that's adventure. Action adventure, but I love The Mummy. I am a sucker for The Mummy. I love that one. Oh, yes, so good. I love The Mummy. Oh my gosh, that was one of my favorite movies. Okay, so when I always loved like ancient Egyptian lore and mythology. And after I saw The Mummy, I like revamped my love of Egyptology and just ancient Egypt. I'm still obsessed with it to this day. I absolutely love it. I'm constantly watching videos on ancient Egypt and Egyptology and different theories and stuff. It's so cool. But I remember one day I had to be in middle school. My parents went for a particularly long hike that day and I didn't go with them. So I sat home, and within the span of about 4 hours, I want to say, I taught myself the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphic alphabet. And to this day, I still know quite a few characters that I can spell out. I can't spell phonetically, but I can translate letters. But I can't spell out phonetically or in terms of solid whole words. I don't remember those, but yeah, we'll see. Mr. G, yes, I love Raiders of the Lost Ark. Oh my gosh, yeah. I feel like that kind of does border on horror a little bit, especially with the Ark being opened. Oh, I mean, if you're gonna take Raiders of the Lost Ark and consider it an action adventure film, that's great, and that's how I would classify it as well. But if you take that scene when they open the Ark, I say that that's one of the best horror scenes in cinematic history. Just saying. Effects are awesome. It's just so good. Peter Hahn, you're a myth expert. That's awesome. Okay, hey, if I have any mods left in the chat, take a look at some of the phallic words we have going on right now. I mean, I don't know though. I'm a believer in free speech, so I don't want to cut these guys off. But if anybody starts making any really, really nasty remarks, we'll nix them, or at least give them a timeout. Guns cap. Chris McNally, The Exorcist 3 was mentioned a little while ago. I have not seen it yet, but it is entirely my intention to watch it very soon because I've heard very good things about it, particularly from Mike and Jay with Red Letter Media, and I always trust what they have to say. Snobby Acorn, I'm about to learn dark magic from Harry Potter. Harry Potter wouldn't dabble in the dark arts, would he though? You'd have to go to a Slytherin for that. Drunk 3PO, where are you? I'm gonna make you a mod too. Here you are. Sorry to make you one sooner. I am so distracted. My ADD is in full swing right now. I'm having a hard time keeping up with comments. If anyone thinks I'm ignoring you, I'm not. And it's so funny because when I watch live streams with other YouTubers, I'm always so like, I'm like, oh, they didn't see my comment or they didn't like my comment. But you, oh my gosh, I can't keep up with them. I'm trying to keep up with everybody. Yes, I like Halloween gamertag 7. Ha, Keck 44, drunk Thor PO, exactly. Drunk 3PO's in his fat Thor costume right now. Walking Dead videos. I look like a lady that dates underage kids. I do not date underage kids. I teach children. I'm an art teacher, but that's about it. Sorry to burst your bubble there, buddy. Hey, Dombo's 2007 Enterprises. Yes, I am very hyped for Halloween. Thank you and welcome to my channel. I'm glad you're here. Hi, Amanda. Hello, Amanda Tuttle. Welcome to the live stream and happy almost Halloween. Gamer tag. No, you're not being weird. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. Drunk 3PO asks if I'm going to Star Wars Celebration. I do not think so. I'm not a big fan of crowds and big events unless I really absolutely have to go, or unless someone's, you know, telling me that it's going to be life-changing and I absolutely have to go. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of crowds, not a big fan of theme parks and stuff like that. Although for, I think, my 23rd or 4th birthday, I went to Universal Studios to go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, which I enjoyed, but I always get sick on rides, so. Gamer tag, you're 11? Oh my gosh. I am much older than 11. I am a little over 3 decades older than you. That's crazy. Wow. 11 is a fun age, man. I wish I could go back to being 11. Really enjoy it. Enjoy every day because it's great. Mega Man MG says I should go. Conventions are great. I would love to go to, I think when I was younger, I would have liked to go to conventions, but I get so easily, I don't know, drained, I guess, like from a social viewpoint by conventions, because I'm so, like, I don't know, I'm just very sensitive, and when I'm around a lot of other people, I tend to kind of get a little bit freaked out. Yeah, avoid Star Wars crowd, says LOLs. That's true. Don Draper, what comment about Red Letter Media threw you off? I love Red Letter Media. They're awesome. Gamertag 7, thank you. You think I look 21? That's very sweet. I appreciate that, but I am definitely not 21. I wish I was. I actually, no, I wouldn't go back. If I could go back to any age, I think I'd want to be a kid again. I don't think I'd want to be in my 20s again. That was scary. Rob Gagnon, yes, introvert life. Indeed. I haven't seen The Prophecy yet. Scream, Aiden Lewis. Yes, I love Scream. Scream is awesome. I love how it takes a look at the genre from a very self-aware standpoint. I love self-aware movies when they're done right, and Scream is one of those that's very self-aware of what it's doing, and it's kind of an anti-genre in that sense. I really like that. Coraline, Mr. T. I just saw Coraline last weekend. Really loved it. Beautifully. Oh my gosh, beautifully shot. I had to look up and make sure that it was definitely clay stop animation because I was so impressed with the graphics and the art. It was absolutely gorgeous. And, you know, very haunting premise. Dreadfan04, Red Letter Media is my favorite YouTube channel. Red Letter Media is my favorite YouTube channel too. They are my favorites. I wish I could be best friends with Mike and Jay and Rich. They are my friends in my head. I pretend that I'm friends with them in my head, but, you know, alas, I just get to watch Red Letter Media. Yes, they do rip the prequels. They do. I have not seen The Last Vampire. Frank Castle says Mars Attacks. Mars Attacks freaks me out so much. Oh my gosh, I went to see that in the theaters when I was a kid. Oh, that movie freaks me out. Ooh, just, I don't know, man. Mars Attacks. Ooh. The Anime Slayer. Yes, I am an art teacher. I work with primarily younger children, probably most commonly age 4. Then we also do after school classes and stuff. So we work with up to age 14. Hi, Nova. My cat is here. And we're just 2 cats hanging out together. But oh yeah, as I was saying, I do art. I haven't done any for a while. I've kind of taken a hiatus from my own art. But I primarily enjoy working with pen, and sometimes I'll do acrylic and oil painting too. But I have a kind of very abstract style, I think I would call it. And I do tend to work with darker themes, which is funny because I think a lot of people assume that I'm a really bubbly, happy person. But I actually tend to really prefer working in kind of dark, macabre, themes. And I don't like working with pencil because I like to work with my mistakes, not erase them. Hi, Aurora Hill. Good to see you too. Hi, Haley. Hi, Elijah McCabe. I have not seen The Black Cauldron. I mean, I think I saw it when I was young, but I haven't seen it recently enough to remember. I know I need to rewatch it. And I will. Don Draper, you don't like Red Letter Media at all. Oh, okay. Oh, well, I understand that. Don Draper doesn't like Red Letter Media because they built their channel bashing the prequels, which is understandable. But I don't think they meant it in a mean-spirited way, if that makes sense. I think they wanted it to be almost like a parody and a satire. But I'm not arguing with you at all, because I totally see that, especially if you're a fan of the prequels. And I think Space Cop was supposed to be awful. I have not seen Space Cop, and I don't think I ever plan to, but I don't think they were trying to make anything good out of it. But I think it was supposed to be awful, intentionally. But yeah, I got you on that. I understand. I know a lot of people don't like Red Letter Media. They're my favorite. But I used to not like them when I first started watching them because I think I took their messages a little too seriously. But I understand. I understand. Monster Huntress Rune. Yes, I am an original trilogy fan as well. The original trilogy is my favorite version of Star Wars. Hi, Nova. Hi. You want to come say hello? Let me see if I can get her up here. Oh, say hello. Come here. Look at all of our friends. Say hello. Hi, guys. Happy Halloween. It's so nice to see you here. Hello, everybody in the chat. Yay. I love Halloween. Sorry, guys. I'm reading all your comments. Ooh, cat hair on my face. Every time I do that, I always get cat hair all over my face. Ugh. I don't know why I never learned. Gamer tag. Enjoy your other videos tonight. Happy Halloween. Thank you so much for coming by the stream. I appreciate it. And hope to see you again soon. Jennifer G, thank you. That's Nova. She's my little fur baby, and I love her. James Fowler. She loves being picked up. What you talking about? Town Saber, she like, is Nova like, what the hell with the costume? Yeah, she was like, what's going on? You are a cat. Frank Castle, good night. Have a great night. Happy Halloween. Oh my gosh, there are almost 500 people here. Wow, you guys. That's crazy. I'm sorry if I'm not getting to everybody's comments. I am keeping an eye. Just stay vigilant. Keep, if I don't get back to your comment right away. It's not that I'm ignoring you, it's that there's so many comments I can't keep up with them. Hi, Brian from the Rebellion. The Rebellion, my evening is great. I'm very happy to be here with you guys. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Mr. Chi, The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. Yes, the Treehouse of Horror was always clutch. Yeah, they were good. I love the shinning. And when Ned Flanders freaks out about the purple drapes, it's pretty awesome. Peter Hahn, 5 dislikes. Pablo Hidalgo must have come by. Yes. Infiltration. I see Nova. Oh, look at Nova behind me. She's so cute. Thank you for pointing that out, Aiden. Oh, hang on. My mom just texted me. They had technical difficulties trying to watch the chat. Oh well, they're boomers. But then again, I think I'm like a spiritual boomer because I never fit in with my own generation anyway. Wolfie, ever get into the Old Republic? Yes, I used to play the Old Republic. Oh, man, Knights of the Old Republic. That was my first and favorite video game. I was so obsessed with it. X Crosstalk, Happy Tree Friends. Now that's a name I've not heard in a long time. A long time. I don't think it counts as horror though, does it? Stuart Mitchell. I'm glad you also like David Lynch. I love Blue Velvet. I love Blue Velvet and I love Mulholland Drive. I love Elephant Man. Eraserhead. So unsettling. And I have not seen Wild at Heart yet, but I have to give that a shot. Aiden Lewis, is this just for adults? No, everyone is welcome. Adults, children, cats, dogs. My Haunted Life and Others, The Conjuring. Yes, The Conjuring is very well done, especially for modern horror, which I find I'm not as big a fan of the way that horror's been done in the last decade or so. But Elijah, I love Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is probably my favorite. Oh, well, it's my favorite fantasy franchise, surely next to Star Wars. I also love Harry Potter, but I think, I don't know, it's hard to say. I love Lord of the Rings, though. I think they're just better films. Assuming we're talking about films, also, obviously, J.R.R. Tolkien is an incredible writer and world builder. So I love just the stories in general. I also love The Hobbit. I never saw the films, but I don't think I will. But I love the Hobbit book, even though, you know, it was written for children. I just think it's such a heartwarming and beautiful little book. It's so cozy. Tony 9 Movie Mendez. My thoughts on Martin Scorsese saying Marvel films are not cinema, and Coppola, Francis Ford Coppola says they're despicable. I didn't know that about Coppola saying that. That's unfortunate that he would say despicable. I would never go that far. Martin Scorsese, I understand where he's coming from. I don't know that I do think there's a difference between movies, like entertainment, popcorn movies, and film and cinematic art. There's definitely a difference. And some films and some directors and artists kind of straddle that line a little better than others, or a little more than others. But I definitely don't consider many movies that I love, unfortunately, to be like true cinematic, you know, film art quality. A lot of the movies that we all know and love are more entertaining, and some do fall kind of in the middle, which is really cool when you find a movie that can kind of balance itself between those two different frames. So I think I understand where Martin Scorsese is coming from as far as it being more entertainment, but I think what bothers people so much about that statement is how emotionally invested we are in a lot of the characters and the series itself. So I think, you know, if it was just like a theme park or a roller coaster, why would people be so deeply invested in the characters and the stories, you know? So I understand both sides. I don't think he was trying to necessarily be cruel or hypercritical, I think. But then again, I don't really know enough about him or the issue itself to have a point on it. I have not seen Hellraiser yet, Johnny the Whiz Kid. Hello, Review It, welcome. Female Goku, do I know the way? I do not know the way. I'm figuring out the way as we go. I don't know if that's a movie or not that you're referring to, but no, I don't know the way. I have not seen the Belko Experiment yet, James Fowler. The premise seems interesting from what I've heard, but I'm not a good gory. I like gory horror when it's kind of cheesy, but I'm not a big fan of realistic gore, if that makes sense. Lols. I haven't seen Salem's Lot yet. I haven't seen Salem's Lot, which I should because I do love a lot of Stephen King adaptations, and I've heard that's a good one. Yes, Jeremy Swiggs. I see your comment, and I appreciate you noticing. Yeah. I think the best thing to do is just ignore. Honestly, they're obviously looking for attention. Thank you, Stephanie. You're doing an awesome job. Everybody's doing an awesome job moderating. To you guys who are moderators, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. James Fowler, yes, I love The Mist. Reading comments. Hey, Chris Rivera, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. That's okay that you're not a horror guy. I was actually kind of surprised at how many people said they weren't fans of the horror genre. It's personally one of my favorite genres, but I think it's such a saturated genre, and it's so saturated with really not too well executed pieces that it can be very divisive. And I think in terms of, it's probably one of the more divisive genres in general because there's so many different styles and subgenres to horror. Some of them are really kind of gratuitous, and some of them are really cheesy, and some of them are really dark. So depending on what your personality is and what you gravitate to as a person, I could see where horror as an entire genre could be very off-putting. But I think if I knew you more personally, I might be able to make some recommendations towards what you might enjoy, because there are some really great films out there that aren't what we would classify as typical horror. Chris Stanley loves grindhouse style horror. Chris Rivera, yeah, Get Out is more of a psychological thriller. I agree with that. Yeah. I think it starts with the feel of a bit more horror, but then it becomes more of a thriller as the time goes on. Elijah McCabe asks, Silence of the Lambs or American Psycho? I'd have to say Silence of the Lambs. I love Silence of the Lambs. I love the whole story. I love the structure of it, everything. American Psycho's really good, very well done. But I felt no real connection to any of the characters emotionally. So I'd have to say Silence of the Lambs because I really ended up feeling connected to pretty much all of the characters, actually. Oh, look at that. Drunk 3PO teaching me things. Gary N. Hey, Gary N. Good to see you here. Yes, The Thing with Kurt Russell is my favorite thing. That's Carpenter's The Thing. I love that one. Excellent. That's a great winter movie, too. Jodie Foster. Yes, she is awesome, James. Mr. T says The Dark Crystal. Tiffany, I haven't seen In the Tall Grass yet. But that's cool that you liked it. I think that's based on Stephen King work, isn't it? Johnny the Whiz Kid. Would I be able to watch it tomorrow? It's a supernatural twisted. Oh, Pinhead. Hellraiser. I have not seen Hellraiser yet. I have so many movies on my list. I will put that on there, but I doubt I'll be able to watch it tomorrow. Elijah, is it Maccabee? Maccabee. Maccabee. Is that how you pronounce it? Okay. Hi, Hadassah Sanchez. Good to see you. Happy Halloween. Daniel, I agree with you about the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Peter Jackson does an excellent job. Yes, Felipe. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Yeah, you guys really like Hellraiser, huh? Chris Stanley, Sith Lord. Peter Hahn. I do have time to make a movie watch list, but I do not have time to watch them all. One of these days when I'm gone, the movie watch list will still stretch on and on. Little man, it doesn't feel like Halloween is coming. It's here. It's here right now and tomorrow. Nova's drinking water if you hear a cat drinking water in the background. Steve Davis, I love Halloween too. It's my favorite holiday. Drunk 3PO, over 500 watching. Oh my gosh. I think it must be because it's Halloween and people are excited for Halloween. Jordan, of course I've seen The Exorcist. You haven't seen it yet? I wonder if you'll like it because it is, it's an older film, as you know, and I wonder if you think it will hold up by today's standards. I think the premise is interesting, and I don't want to give you any spoilers, so we'll leave it at that. Felipe is going to be Chucky for Halloween. Ooh, that's fun. James, I have not seen A Cure for Wellness. I heard that didn't do too well critically. Little man, let's get to 1 million likes and 1 million people watching. Yeah, and maybe in a parallel universe. Hello, Arribas. Thank you for being here. Oh, it's morning. Where are you? Where are you located where it's morning? X crosstalk. Tom Cruise, The Mummy. Tom Cruise. Yeah, because it had Dr. Jekyll in it. Yeah. Dr. Jekyll was played by Russell Crowe. I never saw it, but they were trying to do a whole expanded universe thing, and oh god, it was just awful. Gray Force, yeah, I agree. I think Signs did have some great moments of horror in it. Ooh, that's a good jump scare. The scene at the Mexican birthday party. No spoilers, but you know what I'm talking about. Daniel, it's I guess technically it's closer to steam than it is to smoke because those are from humidifiers. Hi, Metapsychosis. Happy Halloween. James Fowler, are you going to bed? Good night. Happy Halloween. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Hi, Nancy. What's your favorite scary movie? Yes, Bride of Chucky counts Mysterium Puppeteer. Happy Halloween. Yeah, I think any of the Child's Play movies would technically count as horror. Maybe more slasher horror. Nancy, I'm great. Thank you. How are you? Do you have a favorite scary movie? Wow, Shyam, you recommend Nosferatu? That's an old one, 1922, man. Wow. Larry says Jaws. I love Jaws. Oh, yeah. Jaws is awesome. Yep. Jaws. People love Jaws. Mr. T, I see dead people. Yeah, Sixth Sense is a good one. I love the Sixth Sense. Sixth Sense. I have a little bit of a lisp sometimes if I talk too fast. Oh, the stuff. I've wanted to see the stuff, Mark C. I want to see that. Porkins, you're not the first person to reference The Changeling. I need to see The Changeling with George C. Scott. Felipe seen all the Chucky movies. Lost Boys, Soul Assassin. Yes, Lost Boys is cool. I need to give that one a rewatch too. That's what's his name? The Sutherland son. Is that Kiefer Sutherland? And right? Is that him? Or am I thinking of someone else? Is Kiefer Sutherland? Yeah, Kiefer Sutherland was in Stand By Me as well. He was Ace Merrill, the bully. That was a cool role for him. I love Stand By Me. Not horror, but by Stephen King, who's, one of the masters of horror. Kiefer. And River Phoenix, of course. River Phoenix. Oh, he was so good in that film. Oh my gosh. They all were. It was a great ensemble. Those kids were great actors, man. Thank you, the dude 1764. It is a great chat. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna feel so weird when I get off of this screen because my eyes are like crazy right now with the brightness. Yeah, Soul Assassin, rest in peace, River Phoenix. Oh man, he was so cool. And he played a young Indiana Jones. Was it in the last Crusade where he, in the flashbacks, he was a young Indy running on the train. Man, he was a good actor. He would have done so many great things, I think. Razor Rex asked, who's the best Dracula? Man, I really like Gary Oldman in Bram Stoker's Dracula. Gary Oldman's just amazing in all that he does. I just think he plays it in a really dynamic way where, we never really saw Dracula played in a way that felt so human previously, up until that point or since, as far as I can remember. And he played it in a really human way that gave a touch of sadness and longing, to him. And I like that. I like when we see the full spectrum of humanity in any type of film, but it's especially nice when you can see it in a genre that sometimes makes you question humanity. Stephanie B, are you going? Stephanie, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. You're awesome. May the force be with you. Thank you for being in a stream. You're awesome. Thank you. I just love you. You're so great. Namaste, my friend. Namaste. Every time I go to yoga, I think of you, by the way, because I know you're a yogi. And maybe one day we can do yoga together, like Yoda on Dagobah. Mr. T, one ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them. Oh, so good, yeah. Good night, Stephanie. Oh, you're welcome for your wrench, and I meant to give it to you sooner, and I just didn't get around to it because I'm slow. I'm slow at doing these things. It takes me a while to get things done because my mind is just all over the place. Tiffany, I have not seen, I did see the Meg. I watched it on a flight to Boston last year. It's crazy. Or wait, was it last year or was it this summer? Either way, yes, I watched the Meg. I fast forwarded through a lot of it. I just wanted to see the shark scenes because, it's a Megalodon movie. Come on. I had to see it, it was fun. Yes, Jeremy, I can dim the screen lighting. Is that better? Does that look better? Tell me, let me know. Is this better? Let me know if this looks better, guys. Alien, yes, Larry, I love Alien. Deep Blue Sea, Soul Assassin. I just watched, if you guys want to find a cool YouTube channel, there's this guy called Minty Comedic Arts, and he does all these videos, 10 things you didn't know about such and such a movie. And he did one on the Deep Blue Sea, which I watched when it came out. Oh man, that movie did not age well in terms of its graphics. No, what are you doing here, Muffin? Can you dim me now? Little man, yes, I know there's something smoking behind me. That's a humidifier. Tiffany, Jason Statham, I can never pronounce his name right. Jason Statham is awesome. I love Jason Statham. The Good Tom King. I love The Cabin in the Woods. I think that's one of the better, more modern horror movies, and I love that it's self-aware horror. So fun, so good. Love Cabin in the Woods. I saw A Quiet Place too. I wasn't as big a fan. That movie had so much hype and so many people loved it. I think perhaps upon a second viewing, I'd appreciate it more. maybe I just wasn't in the right headspace to watch it. And a lot of times I have to, you know, be aware of that. When I see a movie, if I'm not in the right headspace, sometimes I don't enjoy it as much. Oh, Jeremy Swiggs. Yeah, to help my eyes. It does help a little bit to be dimmer. I hope it looks good. I hope it looks like better and I don't look too dark right now. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Just kidding. Razor Rex, do you think the Deep Blue Sea was self-aware? I guess it was a little self-aware. The way that they, you know, not to give spoilers, but the way that they killed, what's his name, was pretty funny. Samuel Jackson. That was a pretty good scene, man. I wasn't expecting that. I thought Samuel Jackson was going to be the main character the whole time. They pulled a psycho on us. They Hitchcocked him. And boom, Samuel Jackson in the middle of giving a great monologue about how they're going to kill the shark. Boom. Sandra, thank you. I am a cat for Halloween. I am my cat for Halloween. My name is Nova. Felipe, someone was talking about Jeepers Creepers earlier. I love Jeepers. Well, I wouldn't say I love Jeepers Creepers. I appreciate Jeepers Creepers, and I think the opening sequence is one of the best opening sequences for horror genre. Really fun. Mr. T, I have smoke from the fires of Mordor. Yeah, we're in Mount Doom right now. Anybody got a ring I could throw in? Johnny the Whiz Kid, ooh, you got a list. House of Wax by Vincent Price, 53. The Blob from 88, I need to see that one. The Fly, love The Fly with Jeff Goldblum. Night of the Living Dead. Oh, have I seen the 1990 version? Seen the original one. Horror of Dracula by Christopher Lee. Oh, wow, yeah, Christopher Lee was Dracula, wasn't he? That voice, that Sodomon voice. And Peter Cushing in The Curse of Frankenstein. Got to give all those a watch. Oh, I'm hungry. Hey, the King of Ruckus. Hey, King of Ruckus. I'm going to highlight your comment. Guys, you got to remind me to unhighlight comments too, because I tend to forget and leave them up there. Gary, and thank you for being here. I wish I saw more of your comments. I can't keep up with comments. I'm so bad at this. But thank you so much for being here, Gary. And Gary, and you've been here from the beginning with me. I really appreciate it. Drunk 3PO. Good night, Drunk 3PO. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you for being a mod too, by the way. You are a savior and a saint. Maybe not a saint, but you're a savior. Happy Halloween, Gary. Happy Halloween, Drunk 3PO. Ginger root beer. It's delicious. Ooh, forget megalodons. There's a giant prehistoric sperm whale called the Leviathan, as that was believed to have preyed on megalodons. Ooh, fascinating. Oh, wait. I think I know which one you're talking about. I think I see its fossil in my mind's eye. I've seen images of that. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. It looks almost crocodilian, but I guess that would be a reptile. You're talking about a whale, which is technically a mammal. That's awesome. It's probably very equivalent to what we see with orcas today. They're very capable of taking on great whites. And they're very intelligent too. Orcas are awesome. Felipe, I'm excited for Halloween too. Leviathan, Larry, yes. Tweeter trash, still not monetized. I am not monetized, but I'm not sore about it. I just have fun with you guys. Tiffany Carrera, I love Your Next. I thought that movie was lots of fun. That's a cool movie. And if you like Your Next, there's another director who's similar, who I think was involved in Your Next. And now I'm going to forget his name because I always forget names once I'm about to say them. But there's another director who did two films that I really like called House of the Devil and The Innkeepers. And they're both really cool, and they're made more recently, but they kind of have a very classic feel to them, especially House of the Devil. It has a very 70s vibe, which I really like. Ollie Shep thinks it was great too. X Crosstalk, yes. Orcas have never been recorded or found to kill humans, but unlike sharks, they just don't leave evidence. Oh, that's very haunting. Final Death Star. I'm not monetized because, probably because I went a year almost without, I think I went a year without uploading any videos to my channel. So I think if I had just, you know, kept making videos, I probably would be monetized by now. But, you know, it's not the end of the world. I just wasn't in the right headspace to be creating videos at the time. Not that there was anything, you know, terribly wrong. I just, for me, YouTube, I want it to definitely be something that I feel really connected to, and I feel connected to the people when I'm creating videos, you guys watching, or what's important to me. And I found that when I was creating content, I felt very reactionary to what I was talking about. And one thing that I've learned through doing YouTube for a few months now has been, I don't think I want to be like a reaction channel, because I don't know. I want to feel like a connection channel, if that makes sense. I just want to feel connected to whatever I'm talking about and whoever I'm talking with. So that's what's important. Hi, Jonathan Hurst. It's good to see you here. Yes, I'm live streaming. Tiffany, witch is kind of scary. You mean the witch, the one from a few years ago? That one's really creepy. Ooh, that one's scary. And Stranger Things. Stranger Things is good. I like the first season the best. I do like sand, unlike Anakin Skywalker. I do like sand. Elijah, can we see some of my art? I don't have any of my art pieces with me. I have a sketchbook with me that I just draw up some concepts and stuff, but I don't actually have any of my like real art here. I have a sketchbook. Do you want to see my sketchbook? Let me know if you guys want to see my sketchbook. You know, say S in the chat or something if you want to see my sketchbook, and I can show you some stuff. But it's not, none of it's really fleshed out or anything. Most of my art is actually in Rhode Island with my parents now. Yeah, I agree. I think the first season of Stranger Things was definitely the best. I feel like the second season was pretty good, but it had less of a sense of foreboding than the first season. The first season felt like, ooh, the danger's right here, right now. It's on top of us. It's under us. It's everywhere. And then in season 2, it just kind of felt like, oh, the danger's out there and it's conquerable. And it's not as, you know, invasive as we thought it was. Oh, you guys are saying yes. Okay. Okay, 1 second. I'll get my sketchbook. Okay. Okay, this is my sketchbook. It's nothing fancy. I'll show you some weird concept stuff I have. I work in pen, so that's like one sketch I did. I think I did that after watching, was it Covenant maybe? I think I watched Alien Covenant and then I drew this. I know it's a little dark and weird. Sorry if it freaks anybody out. Oh, and then I was trying to get the xenomorph head. I was just kind of like trying to do a xenomorph melded with a human a little bit, but didn't really get there quite. Thanks, guys. Because most of these are pretty weird and not very fleshed out. This was just a free association one that I did, and then I just kind of filled in the lines with some weird stuff. Not a big fan of that one. So yeah, I teach art to little kids, but then when I actually do art, it's very weird. Here's one I did of Nova. Just a fun little cartoon version of her. Ooh, where's the screen? There it is. Nova, kitten. Most of these I would never show the real world. The sad longing in his eyes. Thanks, guys. I'll just show you a couple more. I like this one. That's a good horror one, huh? Yeah. Dragon. I was just talking to someone the other day about how much we love dragons, and I love drawing dragons. So there's a little dragon hatchling. And I don't like, I do. I really like the first, where is it? other one. I really liked the first, the pilot of Westworld, and I thought the whole show was going to be amazing, but it turns out I only really liked the pilot, and I got so inspired. I drew, where is she? There she is. I wanted to draw a little saloon girl. Thank you. Thank you guys. Felipe, you gotta go. I'm sorry to see you go. Thank you so much for being here. H.R. Geiger, yes, H.R. Geiger is awesome. And for those of you who are fans of the Alien franchise or just Alien or Aliens, he was the concept artist. He was the original artist of the work. And actually, I think Ridley Scott, yeah, he directed the first one, right? He approached H.R. Geiger. I believe this is how it happened. I'm probably wrong. But after seeing his art, so he already had a lot of fleshed out art that worked for the tone that they were going for the alien, the xenomorph. But they ended up going with one of his concept pieces. And he actually designed so much of the set and the actual monsters used in the film. So cool. There are several great documentaries on the making of Alien, the first one. There's also an excellent documentary that goes into H.R. Geiger, and his life ended up being very bittersweet in a lot of ways. I think he really appreciated how much people loved him, but he also dealt with a lot of personal sadness and past trauma. And I don't want to, give anything away or talk too much about anything too sad, but I was very moved by it, and I think he was a great person, and he was very haunted. But I really, I don't know. I felt like a kindred sense of spirit with him. Thank you, Soul Assassin. I appreciate that. Geiger. I don't know. I'm bad at pronouncing things. Good night, Keck44. Thank you for being here. Happy Halloween. You're welcome, Linda. I'm glad you like my sketches. Have I done anything Lovecraftian? Asks Elijah. No, I don't know. Maybe. Ideally, that's what I would love to go for, would be something a little bit more Lovecraftian. But a lot of my stuff, this is just stuff that I do when I'm bored. Like, a lot of my paintings actually have this kind of tone to them. So you can see there's like, this one's kind of just what I was feeling at the time. There's a cemetery hill, a compass, and a little meditating Buddha with his gauge going between empty and full, and then a little embryo of some type of reptilian creature, barbed wire, a city, trees, heartbeat monitor. My mind goes through some weird stuff. Thank you, Greg Rivera. Thank you for being here. Good night, Peter Hahn. Oh, everybody's turning in for bed. I'm sorry if I kept you guys up late, but I hope you have a beautiful Halloween tomorrow. Hi, Horatio. What's your favorite scary movie? Hi, Dr. Coffin Nails. Thank you for being. I don't know if you just got here, but this is my first time seeing you. Thank you for being here. The Anime Slayer. I prefer sketching in pen. I usually sketch in black pen, but sometimes blue pen, but I like black pen. Endless Echo, 8 p.m. is late. I am in 8 p.m. time zone, but I think a lot of other people aren't. Thank you for sticking around, little man. Soul Assassin. Can I draw Harvey Cthulhu for a Doomcock? I have to look it up. Maybe. I'm not very good at drawing. Like, some artists are so good at copying, like, from the image. The only time I'm really good at copying from images is if I'm in the room with it. So, like, for example, I drew one of my boyfriend that I think was pretty good. Because I was actually in the room with him. And I can draw nature really well. But I can't draw other things very well. Like, it's from pictures, I'm not good at it. I feel like I need the 3D component in order to really capture the essence of whatever it is I'm drawing. So, yeah, it's weird. It's interesting. Art in general is interesting, and I think people's people's different variations of art styles is so fascinating to see how some people are good at some things and not at others. Looking through my art right now, I have some weird stuff. Like this one. This one was years ago. Like that was one in life. That was from 2013, so that was a long time ago. But even then, you know, I was in the room with them, but it still turned out kind of cartoonish. I love Bob Ross. Jeremy Swiggs. No, I'm not like the first grade teacher from Billy Madison. Not at all. Lord Arnold, it's 11 p.m. Oh, yes. I'm keeping you guys up late. Rob Gagnon, your phone's dying. Oh, no. Happy Halloween. Thank you for being here. I hope you have a beautiful Halloween. All right, let's talk more about scary movies. I can show you guys more of my art another time. Mr. T, good night, sweet dreams, and happy Halloween. Thank you for staying for almost the whole chat. That was really nice. Edgar Dominguez says, you don't like scary movies, you get nightmares. Jeepers Creepers and Freddy traumatized you. I'm sorry they traumatized you, especially Freddy. That I could understand if you're sensitive to horror and you know, general horror themes. Freddy's a pretty scary one to go to sleep with because that's the whole premise, is that he gets you in your dreams. Solus asks, there are no mistakes, only happy little accidents. That's true. That's how I feel about art, and that's why I prefer sketching in pen, is because when I sketch in pencil, I try way too hard to be perfect when I work with pencil, and I just trip all over myself. And one thing I've learned from my personal experience is when I try to be perfect, I'm almost never good at it. So I just try to work with whatever mistakes I make, and that's why with pen, sometimes I do something that isn't what I meant to do, and it ends up, I just go with that instead of going with my original concept. I find art to be very meditative in that way, where if I plan something out, typically it doesn't really go to the direction that I want it to. I'm sorry, Nova just made a weird noise. But when I just let it kind of happen, that's when it really blooms and blossoms into something cool. The DX brother, favorite Michael Myers movie? I'd have to say the original. I love the original Halloween. Freddy vs. Jason was pretty fun, I thought. Well, I saw that, in high school, so it was fun in high school. I don't know if it would stand up. I haven't seen it in a while. Sith Lord, that's a good point. Pen makes you better with pencil. That's probably a good allegory for life, too. Mistakes make you better with consistency. Elijah Maccabee, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, I'm sorry. The Pink Eye episode from South Park was the best horror movie ever. Oh, Dr. Coffin Meals, watching Mad Monster Party and listening to Jedi Bunny, that's awesome. Monster Huntress Rune, I love the original Omen. Ooh, it's all for you, Damien. Oh, yeah, the Rottweilers. So fun fact, when my parents saw the Omen when it first came out, after having seen the Rottweilers in the film, I think that's what inspired them to get their first Rottweiler. Or, no, they're probably going to tell me I'm wrong. Maybe they already had their Rottweiler, so it was extra cool because they already had a Rottweiler. I forget. I got my story messed up. Chris Stanley dressed up as Freddy when you were 8 for Halloween. That's awesome. Freddy Krueger or Freddie Mercury? I'm assuming Freddy Krueger. S Ross. I've been pronouncing your name the whole time. I'm sorry. S Ross Talk. X Ross Talk. I think I was pronouncing it X Cross Talk. But Split might qualify as horror, maybe more thriller. Yeah, it's definitely more thriller. But yeah, I think it has some horror elements, especially keeping the girls in the room. Wait, am I thinking of the same one? Or am I thinking? Yeah. That element of it was definitely a little bit more borderline horror. It was pretty good, pretty great performance in that one. The King of Ruckus, going to have to look over the chat replay later and jot down a bunch of horror titles. You and me both. I started writing them down when people were recommending them, and I just completely lost my place. So I'm gonna have to come back to this because you guys are giving some great recommendations of things I haven't seen. Elijah, I have not seen Murder by Death yet. No. Actually, I haven't even heard of that, to be quite honest. Murder by Death, but that's, I like the title. That's funny. Great spoof of mysteries, and I do love unsolved mysteries. Unsolved mysteries fascinate me. Razor Rex, you were Lizzie Borden for a Halloween party? That's so funny. Lizzie Borden took an axe and gave her mother 40 whacks and something. When she was done, she gave her father 41. Is that how it goes? Something like that. Ooh, that's a creepy one. Ooh, Milo and Otis, little man. Yeah, Milo and Otis. That's not hard, but pretty good. Christy, you're still here. Thank you so much for being my mod. Oh my gosh, you're so sweet. Thank you, Christy. You don't have to do that. I really appreciate you being here. You've been here forever. Freddy versus Jason when you were 10. Oh my gosh. You haven't seen it in full since then. Yeah, it was fun. I think I saw it in theaters like 3 times. I thought it was so fun. But my taste in movies has definitely changed a lot as I've gotten older. I think I would like to think that my taste is more refined as I get older. X Ross Talk, Wreck is pretty good. I don't think anyone's mentioned it that I've seen yet, but I know I'm missing some comments. Have I seen Wreck? Is that the one where the guy is recording in his house? I don't want to give any spoilers, but Beats means high is gonna hollow out a melon and put it on your head for Ryan Johnson Halloween costume. That's good. Ryan Roundhead Johnson. Dr. Coffee Nails, I have not heard of Flannan Isles Lighthouse Mystery. Oh, yes. Wait, is that the one with the three lighthouse tenders that went missing after the storm? Or there was actually never really a storm? Is that the one you're talking about? Apparently there wasn't a storm, but they recorded that there was one. Nova's playing with a plant now. Yeah, I have heard of that. That one's fascinating. And also, speaking of movies, I think A24, yes, A24 it is coming out with The Lighthouse starring, who is it, Willem Dafoe? Not Willem Dafoe. Is it Willem Dafoe? And that, Cedric Diggory guy from Twilight. Oh, X Ross Talk. No, I haven't seen that one where they get trapped in the building and there's found footage. I have not seen that one. I think my favorite found footage movie has to be Blair Witch, though. The original Blair Witch. Oh, it's good. I haven't seen, hi, Mr. Dirapesh. I haven't seen Lord of Illusions yet. Willem Dafoe. It is Willem Dafoe, Ollie Shep. Yes, I really want to see that one. Disappointed in Crawl. I don't think I've seen Crawl. Willem Dafoe is creepy, says Jeremy Swiggs. He definitely plays creepy very well. He plays very well. I love him in, what's it called? What did I just see him in? Oh. Chris Boitano. Yeah, the original Paranormal Activity was pretty good. I still like Blair Witch better, though. X Ross Talk. Yeah, that was a lot of people's complaint. They couldn't get into Blair Witch because of the movement. Everybody said that back then. I remember that. I never had a problem with it. Wait, Quaystor, Lighthouse. You saw Lighthouse? That's out already? Oh my gosh, it was good. You liked it? That's good to know. I hope it's good. I really want to see that if it's good. I know I trust A24 with their horror movies. It's a good little company, man. Lord of Illusions, haven't seen that. Supergirl on CW is good horror. Phantasm, haven't seen Phantasm yet. I always think if I was if I got back into video gaming, I'd love to play horror video games, but then again, I think they would just unsettle me too much. Razor Rex, I haven't seen Lost Tapes yet. Oh, you know what I heard is good is Ghost Watch from the BBC, like a couple of decades ago now. They did it, and you can't watch it anywhere. I tried finding Ghost Watch. I can't find. If anyone knows where to watch Ghost Watch, let me know. Aiden Lewis, how long is this video? I don't know. I guess we're just gonna have to figure it out. Oh, Stuart Mitchell. I didn't know Willem Dafoe was in Wild at Heart. Legit 36. I did dye my hair. I dyed my hair darker. I dyed my hair darker for Halloween. It's semi-permanent though, so it washes out in a little while after some time. Ooh, Beats Means Highs. Alien Isolation is such a good horror game. Makes you feel like you're in the film. Yeah, I think I've watched a few videos of people playing Alien Isolation. I can watch videos of other people playing it, but even then, sometimes it freaks me out. Aiden Lewis, I do not know trigonometry. I wish I knew trigonometry. Maybe somewhere in my untapped mind, I have access to that type of intelligence, but currently I am not a good mathematician. Stephen Ernest, vote for The Exorcist. Yeah, a lot of people love The Exorcist. I really enjoy it. It's not on my top list of horror films, I think because I was probably a little too old by the time I saw it. Sorry, I'm playing with a Post-it if there's a weird ambient sound. But a lot of people love it. And a lot of people, surprisingly, haven't seen it. Elijah says, scariest thing in life is calculus. Thank you, Johnny. I'm glad you like my costume. Goes until it goes, says Sith Lord. Lord Arnold, your hair is black and blue because your daughter wanted to cover your proof of wisdom. Oh, that's awesome. That's so cute. Oh, that's awesome. Razor Rex, the scariest thing to find hidden in the closet is R. Kelly. Wait. Oh my gosh. R. Kelly, the closet. Frank, shut up. Can't you see two men are talking? But thought I told your ass to get a walking. Oh my gosh, that song, flashbacks. I guess you better leave this place. Good thing I'm not monetized because I'd be demonetized for singing that song. Catch a case. I have yeah, Lord Arnold, don't be ashamed of gray hair. I think men actually look better as they age with a little salt and pepper hair. I have a few gray hairs, silver hairs myself. They're silver. And I don't think you can really see them in this light. And I think when I dyed it, it went away, but I never pluck them because I think they're kind of cool. But I think I have three silver hairs now. 3 silver hairs. Aiden Lewis, I don't play any video games right now. I am clean from video games. I am sober from video games right now. I had a bit of an addiction problem with video games when I was younger, so I am off them for now. Just for now. We'll see. Maybe one day we'll change. I watch other people play video games. I like to watch other YouTubers play video games sometimes. I find it very peaceful and fun and funny. The best is when people make moderations to video games. Elijah, my favorite South Park episode is probably, I don't remember if it's the same episode or not, but where Lucas and Spielberg are going back and altering their movies from the past. I think that's got to be my favorite. I love South Park. The first, several seasons, they had a really good run. And I know they're still funny, but I think I preferred maybe up until season 11 or something. I stopped watching South Park when I was in university, so that was like a decade ago now. Thomas Muther, oh, you couldn't go more than an hour. I'm assuming you're talking about live streaming. So apparently I have way more energy for live streaming with you guys than I do for actual human interactions. I think I save up all my human interactions for live streaming and talking with you guys. X Ross Talk, no, I did not have a World of Warcraft addiction. Because I actually quit video games. I won't say I quit video games, but I detoxed from video games before World of Warcraft came out. Aiden Lewis, this is not my job. My primary job is I am a school teacher. I'm an art teacher for children. That is my job. And this actually isn't my job at all. This is just something I do for fun because my channel isn't monetized yet. So, Lugit36, yes, I bottle up my energy. So obviously working with kids just do not drain me at all. I love working with kids because they're so present and mindful and in the moment. Everything they do is in the moment. So even if they're high energy, I kind of feel like my energy can match that. But for some reason with adults, it's different because there's so much ego and pretense and other things involved. Well, not with everybody, of course, but with certain people, I just find certain people I get, emotionally or energetically drained from faster than others. So I don't feel that way here, which is really fun. Little man's playing Ocarina of Time right now. That's awesome. Ocarina of Time. Wow, that's a great game. Steve and Ernest, I'm an art teacher for kids. I'm an art teacher, but we also do all kinds of stuff. We have movement in the middle of the day, so I do yoga and stuff with kids. Nova, no. Sorry, she's trying to pull my tapestry down. There's a tapestry, and Nova likes to pull it off the wall sometimes. Chris Stanley, your kid drum students are way better than your adults. Yes, I've had the opportunity to teach a few adults art, and they're so much more rigid and kind of just closed off to learning about things more so than kids. It's not necessarily attitude. I think it's just they've learned, I'm an adult too, we've learned to kind of structure our entire existence around preset beliefs, whereas children are still forming those ideas about the world. So they're much more open to things. And also a lot of it is just neurology and how the brain works. And biologically, their brain is just, it's more open to things. It hasn't been plasticized. It's forming and growing and building new neural connections, which we have a harder time with as we get older. Chris Rivera, you were taking a shower. From Dr. Coffinale says you missed everything. Chris Stanley, yes, they're open and learning. They're a clean state. That was a much faster way to say what I just said. Thank you. Aiden Lewis, no, I actually don't tell anybody about my YouTube channel. You guys are the only ones who know about my YouTube channel right now, other than my parents know about it, but I took about a year to tell my mom about it. And then one of my friends found me himself because he's always on YouTube. So he realized that I created a YouTube channel. My boyfriend knows about it, but he doesn't watch my videos because he's not a nerd like I am. He's too cool. And but no, he's awesome. He's a nerd in different ways. He's like a music nerd, and he's definitely getting more into films, which is cool. And then one of my best friends knows about it because I told her. So you guys know about my YouTube channel, but most people in my life don't, and my students don't. Yes, Elijah, you're so right. Lord Arnold, you're open-minded about most things, but very closed about others, and that is okay. I think that's normal. I think it's very normal, and it's actually very organic to kind of close ourselves off to a lot of different things in life, because if you notice, I think most people are closed off to certain ideas or types of people or concepts or lifestyles, because I think it's almost like an evolutionary, survival tactic. Because if we were open to everything, we'd be very vulnerable all the time, and we wouldn't really have a clear-cut trajectory for life and survival. So I think, I could talk about this kind of stuff forever. So I think it kind of boils down to, that's kind of the way we're supposed to be. We're supposed to kind of have a little bit of tunnel vision in life, but it's always healthy, especially when it comes to more philosophical ideas. I think it's always healthy to have an open mind about things. Stephen Ernest is closed off to being closed off. That's awesome. Gen X, if you really cared for me, he'd watch my videos. Just kidding. No, it's funny because my boyfriend is much more of an extrovert. He's an ambivert, but he's much more extroverted than I am. And I'm much more introverted. And he does most of the talking in our relationship. I'm pretty quiet normally. So this is my time to talk But he gets enough. He gets enough of me talking. He doesn't need to see this. X Frost talk, yes, psychological walls are usually there's a protection mechanism for trauma or indoctrination. That is so true. Very well put. You're so right. Yeah, that's, you know what, and even to bring that back to horror and the horror genre as a whole, I think the best horror films, my favorite horror films, are ones that do deal with human psychology and trauma and fear of the unknown, existential fear, existential dread. That's why I love cosmic horror that really has that Lovecraftian vibe where it's this vast unknown that we kind of reserve away from our minds. Chris Rivera, I have not played horror games. I was actually just talking about if I got back into playing video games again, I would love to play horror games, but then again, it's scary. I like to watch people play horror games sometimes. The Anime Slayer. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I would love to do movie reviews for my channel, but if you guys can't tell, I'm a little bit of a rambler. And I think it's important when you do reviews. I love watching other people review movies, and I love watching people with good video essays and stuff. But I just feel like I'm all over the place, and my mind is all over the place. That's why I like doing live streams, is because you guys keep me on a certain target, which I really appreciate. But yeah, it's I would love to do movie reviews one day. Maybe as I get more comfortable and confident with YouTube in general, I will. I would love to do that. Chris Boitano, Event Horizon, plays to that sort of cosmic unknown and psychological horror film. I have heard that. I have not seen, wait, have I seen Event Horizon? I think I've seen parts of Event Horizon. We talked about that way earlier in the chat when I first started. But yeah, I've heard about that. I think what I remember hearing about the movie is that it has some really good core structured storyline to it, but that it kind of veers off in different directions and isn't really, a cemented storyline within itself. Yeah, stay on target. I know, right? Soul Assassin, Olivier or Oliver. Oliver Harper is a good movie channel. I will check him out. Thank you. I have a few channels that I love. I love watching. And I will watch Event Horizon. Thank you, Gen X. And thank you, Sith Lord. I'm not an irritating rambler, so that's not a bad thing. I appreciate that. I'm glad I'm not irritating you. I'm sure I irritate some people, but we can't all be perfect. Gray Force. Wait, where'd you go? Gray Force. Introverts re-energized by being alone, whereas extroverts energized by having others around. That is so true. King of Ruckus. Some of my favorite YouTubers that review movies. Red Letter Media is my favorite. What's his name? Oh, I'm gonna forget names now. Hang on. You know what? Let me just find it. There's this Irish guy who does a really good job. I used to really like Nerd Writer. He still comes out with some good stuff. He does video essays, which I really enjoy. He's very, very good at video essays. I think you can see on my page who I'm subscribed to. Let's see. Minty Comedic Arts is awesome. He's awesome because he's from Australia. And he does some really great videos, not really breaking down the movie from an analytical or critical standpoint, but more so commenting on the production and how the film was made and different things that went into the production or the choices made by directors, acting, casting choices. He just does really cool stuff that kind of break it down. He has a really fun personality. He's funny, he's sweet. He clearly loves all different types of movies. I highly recommend his channel. He's awesome. That's Minty Comic Arts. Let's see, who else? History Buffs is another really cool channel. I don't always agree with all of his opinions on certain things, but he is truly a history buff, and he really breaks down different films depending on how accurate they are in depicting the historical events and characters involved in the films. He does a good one on Apocalypto. He does a great one on Gladiator, Lawrence of Arabia. He really, anything that has a historical context to it or that is actually a story from history, he does a really good job of breaking those down. I really like Lindsay Ellis. I agree with her on a lot of things. She does a lot more kind of videos on stuff like Disney stuff and stuff like that. But I agree with her in a lot of ways. She's not. I know a lot of people don't love her, but I really like her. Screened is a great channel, so good. They don't have that many videos up. They only have 27 videos right now, but they're really good. Screened, guys, find Screened because they do a great job. I think they even have a video about why cosmic horror is so hard to do. That's an excellent video. It's a video essay. Ryan Hollander, that's the guy I was thinking of. Ryan Hollander is very good too. There are a lot of good people. I don't want to bore you guys, but those are all my recommendations. Mr. H Reviews is good, says Gary M. Yes. Alt Shift X. Yes, Alt Shift X. Yes, he did some great Game of Thrones reviews. Extra credits, yes, they're very good. Soul Assassin, you know of history buffs. Very cool. I'm so hungry, you guys. I need to go eat something. Favorite Lovecraft story? See, I'm not that well versed in Lovecraft, in his actual stories. I've learned a lot about his concepts and his themes more so. I know my favorite quote from Lovecraft is let's see, because this pertains to horror, what we're all talking about. Let me see if I can find it. I have it written down on my phone. Oh, I can never find it. Okay. The most merciful thing in the world, I think, is the inability of the human mind to correlate all its contents. So that's from the Call of Cthulhu. That's one of my favorite quotes, and I believe it continues to go on with something to say along the lines of, if we faced reality as it truly is, it would open up such terrifying vistas that we would crawl back into a dark age of ignorance. And I really do sometimes believe that might be true. And I think the best horror films, the best films in general, really touch on that. Black Hole, I have not seen that. An old Disney live action movie. I have not seen that. Interesting. Anyway, guys, this has been an amazing stream, an amazing time, but I am so hungry. Carl Wayne Katata. Yes, I can shout you out. Everybody, Carl Wayne Katata is here. Here's your shout out. Stephen Ernest, yeah, that's the most famous Lovecraft quote. Yeah, I guess I'm not too cool since I know that the most famous one. Thank you, Christy. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being, I can't believe you were here the whole time. You're awesome. Thank you, Christy, for being my mod. It's always great to see you in different videos, and I'm so grateful that you were my mod tonight. Thank you so much. Little man says, no, don't go. Daniel, thank you. I can go eat. Yes, I'm so hungry. I'm not comfortable enough on camera yet to eat on screen and have you guys hear my crunching sounds while I eat. I feel weird about that. I'm sorry. Thank you, Ollie. I'm so glad you were here tonight. Happy Halloween, and I hope to see you on the next stream. Beats means highs. You're welcome. Thank you. Don't thank me. Thank you guys for being here. I am so appreciative for you guys. You don't need to thank me for anything. I'm just happy to talk with you guys. It's awesome. Okay, guys, let's wrap this up. Everybody. Okay, before we go, how about everybody say, ooh, Anthony Perkins. I do love Psycho. That's a good one. Monster Huntress rune. Anyway, everybody, before we go, shout out what you're going to be for Halloween this year. If you have a costume, what you're going to be. Or if you're not going to dress up, shout out your favorite Halloween movie again. Gen X, thank you. You are so cool. Stephen Ernest, yeah, eating on screen bugs some people. I don't mind. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't bug me, but I'm just worried that I would like, you know, somehow make someone else uncomfortable. So I don't want to do it. Elijah, thank you for being here. Little Man, you're going to be Spider-Man. Chris is going to be the Grim Reaper. Lord Arnold's going to be the Streak. Soul Assassin, Ghostbuster. Which one? Which Ghostbuster are you going to be? I would be Egon. Daniel, the Joker. Oh, fun fact, I just saw Blink 182 last weekend in a little small show, and they all had the Joker face paint on, and they looked awesome, and they played awesome. Stephen Ernest, oh, that's so sweet. You wear your mom's witch hat. Oh, and you give out candy. That's really cool. Monster Huntress Rune, you're going to be a girl gamer for Halloween. That's awesome. Have fun. That's so cool. I'm curious to see what that costume would look like. That's fun. Hi, Demon Sky. I know, I'm not pronouncing your name wrong. Right. Demon Sky Synthwave. Thank you. Nova loves the makeup. She was a little confused at first because she does think I'm human, but when I revealed my true, you know, cat feline appearance, she was astonished. The Anime Slayer Ravenous. I have not seen Ravenous. The DX Brother Likes Jason Lives. I have not seen that one yet either. Spangler. Soul Assassin. Beats means highs. You're going to be Kathleen Kennedy and go around the Jeremys to scare him to death. I think Jeremy would actually love to see Kathleen Kennedy so he could give her a piece of his mind. X-Cross Talk. Yes, Blink-182 has Matt Skiba in the band now. Right? Yes, Matt Skiba was awesome. He played really well. He's so funny. He's very cool. He's also a huge David Lynch fan, which I always appreciate. Travis Barker on the drums. Just like I've seen Blink probably, I don't know, 6 times now. And every single time I go, I forget how amazing Travis Barker is on drums. And I do think most times I've seen them live, I'd have to say, I think they're even better live than they are recorded. They just sound so good, just 3-piece. They're perfect. But I'm not that much into punk rock anymore. It just happened to be a good opportunity to see them. Elijah, the Mummy with Brendan Fraser. I love that one. That's my favorite Mummy. How's a good one, man. Jeremy Swiggs, you should be Ethan Van Sciver for Halloween. That's a good one. Or you could be Cyberfrog. I wonder if one day people will just start being Cyberfrog for Halloween. Chris Stanley, yeah, Travis is fun to watch. He's like an octopus on the drums. I will watch Jason Lives. Thank you for the recommendation. Okay, I think Gary M. Ghostbusters is actually Lovecraftian. I like that. Okay, I highlighted your comment, Gary, because I appreciate that. Yeah, I think especially the first one, because they're coming out of this realm that is unknown. Yeah, that's very cool. I like that. I need to look more into that. X-Ross Talk. Yes, I was into punk rock. I have to say my favorite band from that time was Brand New, though. Brand New. Gary M. Scary Movie is a guilty pleasure. I love Scream. I feel like Scary Movie was kind of weird because Scream was already, but it made fun of Scary Movie made fun of movies like Scream and obviously the teen horror genre that was popular in the 90s. But The Faculty is another good one. Technically, I guess that's sci-fi horror, but I love The Faculty. It's so fun. Good night, Lord Arnold. Thank you for being here. Happy Halloween. Open-minded movie man. Yes, I love the first Scream. The second one was fun. I don't remember the third one. And I hope you're not upset that I like Red Letter Media. I understand that you don't like them. Hi, Jay Chavez. Thank you for being here. I did not know that David Lynch got an honorary Oscar. That's amazing. That's the best thing to come out of the Oscars in like 20 years. David Lynch should have gotten an honorary Oscar. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Thank the overlords of film, because David Lynch deserved that Oscar. Thank you for letting me know that. I did not know. Good night, Soul Assassin. Happy Halloween. Thank you, Demon Sky Synthwave. I will check those out. That's awesome. I also love The Cure and the Smiths, and I could go the Cars. I mean, the Cars is, I love all different types of music. I have a list on Spotify. It's my boyfriend's account, but I made a list called Jedi Bunnies Mix by Kelly, and you can see some of my musical favorites there. It's kind of, I haven't updated. It's not as updated as I would like it to be, though. Chris Boitano, yes. As far as the faculty goes, Elijah Wood actually, I think, read for the part of Frodo when they were filming the faculty, because someone was visiting the set and told him that Peter Jackson was looking for actors. Originally, Peter Jackson wanted to hire a British actor to play Frodo, and Elijah Wood had never even read any of Lord of the Rings, but he went in for the audition. He didn't go in. He filmed his own audition, and Peter Jackson really liked him, so that's Frodo Baggins of the Shire. Elijah Maccabee, I have not listened to enough Tool to know whether I like Tool. I probably know Tool songs, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. Jedi Bunnies mixed by Kelly should be an album. Yeah. Mr. Dirapesh. Outbreak. I have not seen Outbreak. I want to see Outbreak. That's with Dustin Hoffman, right? Love Dustin Hoffman. Panda Queen. You haven't gone. It's 5 a.m. and you haven't slept. Why are you sleeping? It's up to you, Panda Queen. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on, but I love your name and I love the little symbols that you use to make little bears on your name. That's pretty awesome. But thank you for joining the chat and happy Halloween. Well, it's up to you. If you're having trouble sleeping, there's always something cool to find on YouTube, as far as I'm concerned. Hi, Cisco, popping in again. I'm trying to wrap it up because I'm so hungry. I need to eat something, but I wanted to hear everybody's Halloween costumes, and then I also wanted to hear everybody's scary movie. And now I'm wrapped up in reading these again. 9 Inch Nails. Oh, wait. Ice Nine Kills. Great band to listen to during Halloween. Ice Nine Kills. I thought you said 9 Inch Nails for a second. Daniel, it's 5:45 a.m. Open-Minded Movement. Urban Legend, 1998. Urban Legend. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I remember that. Haven't seen it since middle school. Don't really remember much about it. You know what's a good movie? Is Drag Me to Hell. It's a crazy title. It's a ridiculous title, but it's a really fun movie. It's really fun. It's pretty well done. Panda Queen, what do I do? I am an art teacher. I work with little kids. I teach art to little kids, and it's super fun. What do you do, Panda Queen? I love pandas, by the way. They're so cute. They're so sweet. Dr. Coffin Nails, it's a creepy film. You're talking about Drag Me to Hell? Yeah, it is pretty creepy. It is. Oh my gosh, I just got a flashback to actually what happens in the middle of the film. I find a lot of it very tongue in cheek, which I like. I like horror that also can be fun, but it is very dark. You're right. Gen X, I'm not drinking beer. I'm drinking ginger root beer, so I guess it's a form of non-alcoholic beer, so to speak. James Dugan, you saw the steam and you thought it was a ghost. Ooh, good. That's what I was going for, because before people just thought my condo was on fire. Panda Queen, you sit in school and do nothing for 7 hours. Well, Panda Queen, I understand. That's how I used to feel when I was in school too. But looking back now, I did so much learning that didn't necessarily have to do with what was happening in the classroom. I learned about myself, which is the most important thing. So one day, I feel like I sound like such an old lady. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Panda Queen. I don't mean to invalidate your feelings at all, because I get it. I was there. It's stressful and it's hard. When I was younger, and especially in middle school and early high school, those were some of the roughest years of my life emotionally. And you know, there are some elements that I would love to revisit, and there's some elements that I want to forget about, but you know, they're important things. They're important things that happen. So just think of those things when you're there. Carl Wayne, you like my makeup? Thank you. What makeup? This is how I really look. I'm a cat. Oh, you're in the academy. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so you've got a lot going on. Jeremy Swiggs, I have not watched New Girl yet, but I like Zooey Deschanel in is that the same? Is that what I'm thinking of? Zooey in 500 Days of Summer. Thank you, King of Ruckus. Thank you. Oh my gosh, it is 8:49. I need to eat dinner soon, you guys. I'm so hungry. Elijah, I am old. I am ancient. I'm 11 years old. No, I'm 32. Actually, I just turned 32. I feel like an 11-year-old at heart, though. So, oh, Demon Sky Synthwave says you were dressed as Dark Claw last Halloween and you visited Georgia and experienced American Halloween and Thanksgiving for the first time. I love American Thanksgiving. I don't know how American Halloween differs from where you are. Are you in the UK? I wonder what it's like there. I've never had a Halloween in any other place that I can think of. I've only ever had a Halloween in America. I have to say, Halloween in LA is quirky, man. People in LA take it way more seriously than people in New York did, as far as because I lived in New York for the last 5 years, and then I moved to LA. I've also had Halloween in Florida, which is interesting, just like everything else in Florida. I've had a Halloween in Salem, Massachusetts, which is very touristy, but there's a lot of cool stuff. Visited some of the Hocus Pocus landmarks there. What else? Florida. Halloween in Connecticut. Good New England Halloween. Yeah, there's some different ways of experiencing it, even within the states. Bye, Jay Chavez. Thank you for stepping in. I appreciated seeing you here. Panda Queen, you're 12 and watching a random 30-year-old. Oof. Sorry. It's so funny. I feel like when I was a kid, I watched adults, you know, playing in movie roles all the time, way older than me. But I feel like now it feels like such a large divide between the generations. Like, I don't know. It's interesting. Maybe it's all relative, but I used to look up to 30-year-olds when I was younger. But now, I don't know. I don't know, man. I think they think we're like lepers or something. It's weird. Stuart Mitchell, yes, I've seen The Devil's Advocate with Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves. I liked The Devil's Advocate a lot, actually. I really enjoyed that. Charlize Theron was really good in that, too. And obviously, Al Pacino is awesome in that. He was so good. I love him in comedic roles. Carl, thank you. I love my headband. This is from one of my best friends, actually, when we were at university in Florida. She gave this to me because she was a cat for Halloween, so she left this one to me. Elijah, I must have elvish blood. Oh, you're too kind. I think it's just the lighting. It's just the lighting. Zooey Deschanel always looks like she just smoked a blunt. Maybe she did. Panda Queen, how much do I stream? This is my 3rd live stream, and I'll probably be live streaming more because I find it a little bit easier to interact with my friends here. Yeah, I don't know. I really enjoy it because I've tried making videos before and I always have a hard time figuring out exactly what I want to say. But when I'm actually talking to people in real time and I recognize all of these different people, it's I don't know. It's really nice. And I feel like I'm actually connecting to people. Principal, hello, Principal. Thank you for being here. Jeremy Swiggs, I've listened to She and Him. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've seen him do a few different things. Hi again, Exploring with DP. Gen X is my 5th live stream this evening. Yeah, I'm gonna have to delete those other ones. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what YouTube was doing. I couldn't figure it out. Principal, I'm not sure what you're asking. Okay. Hello, exploring with DP again. I think I just already said hello again. I don't know what you're asking, Principal. She name? She name? I don't know. I don't know she name. I think, hi Cisco. I think it's about time to wrap it up. Me see all, I see all. Sounds pretty deep, man. Whatever you see, keep on seeing it, man. It's pretty awesome. Thank you, Elijah. I appreciate you saying that. You're definitely going to be a regular. I bring a certain insight and unique perspective that's very intriguing. I appreciate that. Daniel, yes, go eat. Yeah, I know. I think I need to. Well, thanks. Now you smoke. Oh, that explains it. Okay. Enjoy your smoke, man. I hear you. You got to do it. Go for it. Hi, Green Laser. Lord Arnold. Yes, hit like and get out. Thank you. Exploring with DP. Yes, no, it's not. My house is not on fire. Thankfully, it's just a humidifier. I thought it would set a cool mood for Halloween, but you know, luckily I'm not burning down. Good night, Chris Stanley. Happy Halloween. Draco Argentis. That's okay. You are at work. That's a good excuse. Thank you for popping in anyway. I'm gonna get going soon because I'm so hungry. And I've been on for a while now. Panda Queen, you won't talk to anyone at school. You just got to find people that think like you do. Well, no. Oh my gosh, that's horrible advice. That's stupid advice. Find people that don't think like you do, and see if you can have interesting conversations with them, because that's always the best way to learn about yourself, as far as I'm concerned. Exploring with DP. That makes sense that you don't have humidifiers in Scotland. It's probably pretty nice and not humid, but you know, temperately moist there, I'd assume. Thank you, little man. I appreciate it. Thank you, Sith Lord. I appreciate it. Thank you for being here, Coffin Nails. Thank you, Elijah. Carl Wayne, I am 32. Panda Queen, that's okay that you watch and talk to 30-year-olds, because it's important to talk to all different types of people. I grew up talking to 90-year-olds sometimes, and I learned more from them than I did sometimes from my own peer group. So it's good to talk to all different types of people from all different upbringings and ways of life and age groups, and especially people from different countries and time zones and cultural beliefs. I think it's really good to explore your own mind through understanding other people. So go for it. No shame. Enjoy. Okay, guys. All right, guys, I'm gonna get going. I'm so hungry and my eyes are starting to get really dry from looking at the screen for so long. So I appreciate you all. May the force be with you. Thank you for this beautiful talk. I had so much fun talking about horror movies and stuff, and we'll do another stream sometime soon. Okay, guys? Buenos noches. Happy Halloween. May the force be with you. Not all those who wander are lost. Good night.